All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. It's 3:55, 4 p.m. I actually think this is the ideal start time for the daytime stream, the 4 p.m. That's the best. It's got to be the best start time. But I don't know, maybe the earlier the better, because we were getting those 3-hour streams in last week. We are. All right, cool. WTF, you're early. WTF. Yeah, we've been putting more emphasis on the daytime stream. We get good sales in the daytime stream. So today's title shall be First Edition Azur Lane. Because I had a case of it left, and I told myself, wow, that's not even on the menu. I should get that on the menu. But I've been just kind of waiting for that to happen. And then also, new NGC Pokemon coins. And then hot breaks. Live card shop. Yep. We're always working on our breaks. Alright, lovely. Costco dropped Prismatic, and it was insane online. Costco dropped Prismatic. Really? Alright, let's grab this. Let's just see. We're going to jump over here. Alright. So time constrained all the time, man. Okay, let me delete these. What's this say? Isidro Sandoval's trying to talk to me through Venmo? How does that work? I got an email for it. Can I do it through here? Let's see. I don't really know how to talk through Venmo. I've never done that before. Let's just see if there's a notification in the Venmo app, maybe. What the hell? I didn't even know this. I had 2 disputes in Venmo. It was like an $18 dispute. Ah, okay. It's basically, it was a tiny dispute. I didn't even see it because I'm so new to the app. Well, now I know how to do that. Let's see. What's this? Oh, wow. I had some earlier I didn't even notice. Wow. All right. So it was 2 disputes. One recent for $18 and an older one for $50. I didn't even know I had them. All right, but now I know. Now I know disputes are a thing on this app, and I got to be aware of how they work. So I might have someone's bag that belongs to me now. Let's see. We need to price up these cards here, and I also don't know how to respond to that guy on the app. Is it this one? Let me guess. He didn't pull anything. Here it is. Oh, no, actually, I marked it. I marked it chargeback. I knew about this. Okay, so I knew about it, and then I forgot about it. All right. Looks like I've got a couple of useless Korean cards. They're all mine. Yep. People are pretty scummy sometimes. Next time I'll know how to work those. I've never done that before on Venmo, so I didn't pay attention to it, but this time I know. So that won't happen twice. All right. Mister, was you able to complete my order yesterday? I fell asleep last night. We got most of the slabs. There were 2 of them I could not find, which made me think they were already sold. Which 2 were they? Does anyone remember? It was at the beginning of the stream. Oh, my eye's so itchy. Oh, why is my eye itchy? I didn't pet a cat. Weird. Mr. Isidro, I don't know how to contact him. I didn't see it in the app. Like, let me see. Can I look up an Isidro order, maybe? Maybe that's what you do. Isidro. Okay. It doesn't, like, suggest that there's a conversation being had. He graded this when? April 23rd. So it's definitely not back. He's trying to talk to me on Venmo. It says, he opened like a comment thread or something like that on Venmo, but it doesn't show me on the app a simple way to respond. All right. Dark Gloom, sad no Scyther coin. But you know, we'll have a Scyther coin in the future, I'm sure of it, because I have a lot more of those coins to grade. Oops. Let's get a price on this before we go any further, guys, because people are going to want to open. I don't know who might want to open that, but somebody might want to open that. All right. So, Azur Lane English First Edition case. Would you let me slap away your Koro Mew? Koro Mew. Which one? The PSA 10 one? The really expensive one? I mean, I would need to replace it, basically. So I feel like, overall, you might get a better deal just buying straight from eBay. But if you want to use slap away, I could probably give it a red label. Ah, my eyes so itchy. Whoa, is that right? Holy cow, that's expensive. They want to sell a case of the Azur Lane First Edition for $7,000? Why is it so expensive? I thought it would have been way cheaper. That's like more expensive than Sneaker Bunko. Let me see what it last sold for. I apologize. I don't know if I want to sell this now. Well, I could, but I'm scared you guys will hate the price. How about Azur Lane First Edition box? Holy cow, dude. All right. It's a case with 36 boxes in it, and there's one box and it's pretty expensive. Let's see about this. Oh, it's got really expensive shipping, so you have to add that in. Times 36. Oh my God, that's $6,700. Why is it so expensive? That's crazy. Divided by, how many packs in a box? It's 16, isn't it? If I'd known it was going to do this, I'd have held a couple cases. My God. Power of Waifu. Well, I feel like that answers a question on whether or not these are worth holding, you know? I think these old boxes had 16 packs in them. I noted one day I was accidentally selling off the first edition ones. I'm like, wait a second. So this is what happened. One day I was selling these Azur Lanes, and I was opening them up, and I noticed some of them said first edition and some of them didn't. I said, wait a second, I've got a case of first edition. So I took that case. A couple boxes are missing, but I'm pretty sure nothing's come out of it yet, but I actually don't know 100%. But a couple boxes are missing, and I put it to the side, and I said, wait a second, I don't want to sell these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, these got to be those 16 pack boxes. Wow, dude. Okay, let's see. Divided by 16. $14 a pack? Bro. Alright, I'm getting down there. I'm going to go set it up. I'm selling them because I'm trying to sell stuff in order to move. So I noticed them. They were still on the shelf. And I said, we got to get rid of these. Azur Lane, Volume 1. First edition. Okay, and these are 14,225. Holy, dude, that's crazy to me. How can something be so expensive? Those prices look exactly like the Sneaker Bunko prices. Remember the Sneaker Bunko boxes were like $240 or something like that? Who knows what they are now, actually. I'll pick something else using credit. Hey, what's up, man? We just, last night, Mr. Anthony, we sold a vintage card for $1,800. I like the Mew just like you do, but I feel like I would have to sell it as a red label because I'd just be buying a new one. I do get rid of some vintage cards over time, just as part of the game, you know, just to keep things fun, keep things rotating. I don't know if I have a lot picked out for that right now. Let me see. So, these for sure are for sale. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Numel, Vulpix, Pikachu. That's a Pop 2 Pikachu from Carddass. Pop 4 Gengar. Those are kind of pricey, though. Venusaur, Chansey, Zubat, Arcanine, Murkrow, and Bulbasaur. Maybe I'd be willing to budge on the price on these two a little bit. This is sort of price discovery territory. I don't really know what they're worth but they're extremely rare, 2 and 4, and I don't think their populations are going to rise very much. You'll probably see a couple more get added to the population, but not much. So those are some exceptionally rare Pikachus and Gengars. Okay, here's a Lapras. Grimer, almost called him Mug. Wigglytuff. Oh, these lovely Chansey coins. These are from the original Japanese base set decks. And this graded pristine 10. Very hard to do that. This guy, I think I was just showing him off. He's not for sale. Sandshrew, Claydol, and this is definitely for sale. Professor Oak's Finding. So those are a couple of the vintage cards I had for sale. We got some Metroid music playing. Oh, that's good sounding. Want to sell some tops from foils from your stash. Actually, I just added a tops card to my stash. I found a Rainbow War Turtle for sale. So I grabbed him because I was like, that's got to be pretty rare. And I looked it up. He was like pop 4. Here we are. eBay price right now is 5.5. 5.4. Ooh, man. That's crazy overpriced. The Koro Mew. How's he so expensive? It doesn't even make sense. 5,000. Like, he's a good-looking card, but he's not even that rare. Like, there's a ton of them. That's high end on the market for in terms of cost. That's special right there, man. Pop 3 Pikachu from Top Series 1. That'll stay in my collection. That's like a holy grail card to me. All right. Hey, mister, I picked up some Korean Pokemon Passport ID cards. Have you come across any of those? I don't think I've seen that. By the way, we have this break right here. It's $40, 1 in 2 odds. And here is what's in it. Just some 9s and 8s. Eevee, Grimer, Squirtle. Cute. Okay. So you might be interested in that. The gym breaks have sort of become super duper popular. We're going to change the way they're formatted so that they're not just taking all the attention off of these so much. Look at this. Those are all nice, too. We added the Umbreon last night. See if we get some movement over here. Somebody did jump into the Umbreon. Hey, the Air of War. Oh, so, Mr. Anthony, you ready? So you sold this to me. Did I subtract it from over here? You want to see if it was a good deck or a bad deck? It could be a bad deck. All right, so what do we got here? So this is $4.93, and I'm about to give you a bunch of money, right? Let's see. We got some Alexis messages. Let's see what she said. All right. There you go. $1,183. Yeah, you got a pretty good chunk of money right there. $1,183. You can do all kinds of things with that. That's not an error. Shiny. Ta-da. Okay. So there you go. That's a pretty big chunk of money. All right. You like to pokey gamble, Mr. Anthony? I like to pokey gamble. This is my pokey gamble. I'm gambling on the poker cards. It's sort of fitting, isn't it? Because, you know, poker cards. Poker cards. The box is pretty dang beat up. Let's take a quick look at these, actually. I didn't look at these very hard. Got some sort of dirt right there. Hopefully that's not touching the Charizard. All right. And how's the back look? Clearly off center. Back is off center on this. I don't know. Go. You want to give it a try? Here goes. Hopefully the whole deck isn't off center, right? I feel like 690 might have been kind of high if it's clearly off center on the back. Let's see. All that matters is whether that good Charizard comes out of here. Okay, there it goes. All right, and there it is. It's free. Which card had the blurb? Okay, the Jack and the 10 did. All right. It's not so bad. Okay. Snorlax for 19 bucks, mister. Snorlax for 19 bucks. Oh, you like this guy here? Yes. Let me set that to the side for you. This is a big deal. So this deck costs, in theory, $750 maybe after taxes. It's not cheap. And I've just unpeeled it. It's no longer sealed. Let's see what we get. Mewtwo Ace of Spades isn't bad. There's a Haunter. There's an Alakazam. Ooh, I don't want it to be an Alakazam deck. That could have been Gengar. Here's a little Charmander. He's in every deck. Ah, there it is. It was a bad deck. Good job, Mr. Anthony. You're lucky, Anthony, because this is not a Charizard deck. And it was an Alakazam, so I don't think Gengar is going to be in here either. So this is a cold deck. Here's a Pikachu, Jolteon, Squirtle, no Nidoking, Articuno, Slowbro. I lost the gamble. That was a bad gamble for me, guys. All right, here we are. So now I have to try and make $690 off of these cards right here. And it's not really going to happen. I mean, these cards will sell for maybe 100-ish each. Pikachu might go for more. The Mewtwo might go for more. And don't forget, on top of that is the cost of grading and the fact that many of these won't grade 10. So now look at that. The centering on this one's not bad. Isn't that interesting to you, Mr. Anthony? So when you see a deck and the back of it is off-center, that does not predict the whole centering of the deck. Now, I know that because I've opened so many of these. Now, you know that because I'm sharing my deep knowledge with you guys. Ooh, that's good information, isn't it? You know, information it costs money. Information is valuable. Here it is. Here's Mewtwo. So you've learned something. All right, there it is. It has Azur calling it Sabaya Slabs. Why are green decks cheaper? People prefer this Charizard on the back of the deck. I get it. It's Charizard. It's also a nice deep red color. So that's going to be a little more popular. The green deck's not bad, though. I mean, it has the exact same artworks on the front, but it's Venusaur and it's green on the back. So red with Charizard on the back is a little more popular. So we got this Alakazam rather than the Gengar. So it's like an Alakazam deck, by the way. So and this is stuff I've memorized after a long period of time. This is essentially a bad deck. This is the least optimal deck. You could get, instead of that Alakazam, you could have gotten Gengar. And if you got the Gengar, you would probably get the Dragonite in that same deck. So it'd be a Gengar Dragonite deck. Those aren't bad because Gengar will sell for like $400 and pay a lot of the deck off. If he gets a 10. If he gets a 9, you're screwed. But the Alakazam, he's going to go for probably like 150, 200. Let me take a quick look at that. So this deck here is about as bad as it gets. I'm going to have to sell as many cards off in the deck at their top price to try and break even on it. Alakazam. Let's see what the Alakazam Red's going for. Well, the good news is there's not a lot of Alakazams. There's just one for sale for 300. Not bad. Okay, so not as good as Gengar still, but there's only one. But that's not a sold price either, right? So it's one thing to say he's worth 300. It's another for someone to say, you know what, I'll take him for 300. But the Psyduck should help. Psyduck, he's not in every deck, so the Psyduck should help a little bit. All right. And, of course, there's other special cards like this Joker card. That's always real popular. Did you know it's actually pretty hard? I've learned it's hard to get 10s on these Jokers, and it's because it's the first card in the deck or something like that. I don't know what it is that causes it to miss so often. Haunter's not bad. People like Haunter. Dragonair's not bad. Dragonair, they're like B Pokemon. Like some Pokemon are B Pokemon, right? Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's actually pretty hard to move. Did you know that? Now look at the King and the Queen. See this ugly red camo? In the blue and the yellow deck, there is no ugly blue camo. So red and blue deck are more popular with me. I like them. Caterpie, he's cute. You know, I like Caterpie because he's like that starter Pokemon. If you can sell Caterpie even for like $60, $70, it's very cute. Some people will buy that, but not everyone. Zapdos. Zapdos is okay. I could sign this Magnemite. I'm a big Magnemite fan. Tauros, Oddish. You could grade the... Oh, yeah, Magikarp. Magikarp's always worth grading, basically. Krabby, Clefairy. There's a Scyther. And there's Joker Professor Oak. The Professor Oak card is hard to grade. Yeah, Professor Oak and the Joker seem to grade 10 less often. I don't know if that's just a superstition or a coincidence, but they seem to grade 10 less often. Oh, right, and he should be off-center. See, look, this card's not off-center. Well, no, it's a little off-center here to here. Here it is. But he will definitely be off-center, right? Yeah, he's clearly off-center. That's pretty bad. Here's Charmeleon. So, you know, if you send these into grade and they come back 9999, you just lose more money. You know, because when you sell them for 9, they barely break even. And you might have done better just selling them raw. You know what I'm saying? Once they grade 9, you can't really do that. Well, you could crack it, but you've lost all the value of the raw card already. So it's a gamble. Yes, even the Pokemon card shop guys are gambling. The guys who create, you know, an environment for you to open Pokemon cards or graded slabs, whatever, even they do some gambling. You know who doesn't do any gambling? People who sell your card for you. You know, like these consignment guys. They don't take on as much gambling. They just sell other people's card. They're like, I'll sell it for you. I'll do a job. I'll do a service, but I'm not going to take any gamble. Here we are. How much for the Haunter? They're on the front and back of the deck. Here we are. Yeah. All right, let's get this. Very nice. We'll start sleeving this up. Very nice. So you won't grade them all TCC. All the poker cards will get graded over time, but we'll focus on the money makers first. And the other ones will be placed into like a gigantic holding area where I just have like millions of cards waiting. And as they go up in value over the years, they'll be reconsidered because it would be worth the effort to grade them and sell them. But the early cards that get graded will be the most expensive ones because I got to try and make my money back on the deck. And so this is an example where maybe, you know, it really comes down to how PSA grades them. If PSA is very favorable on the grades with these, I could still potentially make a decent flip on this. But the reality is when you grade cards, many of them do grade 9 or worse, 8. And so these poker cards could do very poorly if I'm unlucky. Do you factor in certification numbers when evaluating the price of vintage? I do now, Mr. Christian. I've graded enough batches with PSA's new certification and their new higher grading standard. I think of their gem mint like pristine 10 now, which is fine. I keep saying that. It is fine. You know, if PSA wants to be more like a pristine than a gem mint. But I think another company will step in and replace them as the gem mint company. And I think that's going to be CGC. So if you want to deal in gem mints, CGC 10s are going to be gem mints that are pretty much the future of gem mints. Now, people will still desire a pristine 10 with PSA. Everyone loves pristine 10s. CGC pristine 10s, Beckett pristine 10s. PSA wants to sell a pristine 10, but they should have just created a new pristine grade. That's what they should have done. And then they should have let their old, you know, gem mint grade continue to exist, and they just have a step above that pristine. So I get what they want to do there, and there's nothing wrong with it, but they're very good for pristines. PSA is very good for pristines, but they're bad for 9s because they don't have 9.5s, and they're bad for 10s because they don't have a weak 10. They don't have a gem mint 10. So, you know, when it comes to certain cards, maybe like high-end, valuable vintage cards, so many more of my cards are going to go to CGC rather than PSA at this point. And I won't be looking toward PSA for all of my vintage. I'll be looking toward CGC for a chunk of my vintage because I know that the world of vintage cards is very different from the world of modern cards. They were printed very differently back then. And so if you want to apply a modern card standard to vintage cards, then, I still see the value in CGC 10 gem mint vintage cards. I just think that the vast majority of vintage cards do have odd corners. They do have weirdly shaped edges. They do have slight amounts of silvering or tiny white dots, and that's the nature of them. So, I tend to have this skill when it comes to being a shopper of looking beyond the label. And a CGC 10 is going to still hold value for me because I see the card inside. And a PSA 9 might be worth purchasing if it's a very strong 9 because they misgraded it in my eyes. So I might be looking for some more PSA 9s too, but that'll be a little more limited. The CGC 10s past a certain bar. We are. All right, I'll put this to the side for myself and get started on your orders, everybody. Asking, because I got a slab from a show last week and could only find one on eBay for around what I paid, but it was an old cert. The rest of the listing were hundreds of dollars more. Yes, well, what you could do is take that card, submit it to PSA, and ask them if you could get a new cert. So tell them to reevaluate it, and if it can't get a 10 at the new cert, tell them not to re-encapsulate it. Just give, so there should be a way with PSA to either update to the latest label. So like a label like this one, but just have it say like 2 blah, 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 blah. Or you could also send in and say, will you reevaluate this? And if it can get a 10, give it a new cert. So those are some options for improving the resellability of your vintage card. If it can't pass the new 10 standards, that's okay. Just get the new label. Don't worry about new cert. Just get the updated label. That will immediately make it way more attractive for many people. The one I have is a new cert, thankfully. I went to a card show in DC. Nobody wanted my CGC cards. The PSA elitists are very real. Something to keep in mind when grading to sell. Well, I wouldn't rush to sell them anyways. But I went and I looked up the price of like CGC Gold Star Charizard, CGC 10 Legendary Charizard Reverse. They're way up. Those prices are way up. So while there's probably some, it's all about how people are thinking, and you don't make money having the same thoughts as everyone else. You'll make just as much money as they will. It's actually when you notice problems or inefficiencies or improper evaluations of items. And so one way that people make improper evaluations is is through brand loyalty. People become blindly loyal to a particular brand, and this causes problems for them in the market. So they go, I won't buy that great opportunity over there because it says SGC on it. You guys just saw me sell SGC right on. He's fantastic. I got him for $260. He sold for $600, and the cheapest PSA 10's $1,000. It was a fantastic move. And so I went from more than doubling the money on that ride-on. And the guy who owns it now, he's in a strong position too, because I'm pretty sure it would sell for $600 again at least, which is good. That's a good measure of whether your card is good, as if you could sell it for as much as you bought it for. But, you know, he can try to regrade it, and he could try to raise the price on it. He could try to sell his for $700. That's $100 up for him immediately. So people make mistakes in the market where they go, I won't do SGC, I won't do CGC, I won't do BGS 9.5. I won't touch those. Only thing I want is PSA 10. It's sort of like, you know, it's like anal retention. It's sort of like you've got OCD or something like that. That's a psychological mistake. You must see the card inside of the slab and ignore the label as part of your evaluation. It's not, you know, you don't only look at it that way, but you must be able to look at it that way from one angle. And then you know if a card is underpriced, you go, oh, holy crap, this card's underpriced. And this is very important as a skill if you want to be able to see where value is sometimes. All right, anyways, that's a lot of jibber-jabbering. Why don't we take a look and see what people want to do today? On top of that, PSA have the lamest slabs in my opinion, lol, but they're the standard, unfortunately. Read the message above, says Mr. Dwight. Dwight says, can I pay an extra $100 for you to trade my slab away Gengar Carddass with the one you bought with a higher cert number? I honestly do not want to really look into that at the moment. I would probably not make that trade without having to pull out both cards and just kind of analyzing them. Maybe I would be interested in that because the lower certs don't scare me as long as the cards are similar, but I don't know if they are similar. I would have to like compare them. And then we would do a totally different trade where I'd say, well, I think this one's in better shape than that one. And then I don't know if you even want to do that, you know? What if your card's in better shape, you know? So then now I'm looking at mine going, oh, mine's shitty, you know what I mean? Or maybe yours is in way worse shape, and then I say, I want more than 100. I want 500 to swap them. So you know what I mean? So I'd prefer not to think about them. All right, here goes Beatrice. Can I get a spot in the 3 slab break? Yes. Yes, you can. All right, you ready? Aha. You sound like a good trader. Yeah, I get that. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't look at them that way when we sold them, so I'm scared if I look at them, I'll be unhappy with mine or I'll be unhappy with yours, and either way, it'll be like this annoying thing. Here you go. You sound like a good trader. Just remember, I've been doing this for 6 years, pretty much nonstop, so I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot, and there's probably guys out there better at it than I am, but it's just all part of the deal. So guys, today Azur Lane First Edition is on the menu. Azur Lane First Edition, some whopping $14 a pack. Ivan Rodriguez, he wanted me to do this. Let's take care of Ivan Rodriguez here. How you guys doing this week? It's the first week of June, and we gotta do repos. Here it is, Ivan Rodriguez. Wrong card. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's the 3-pack break. My brain's grabbing the wrong card. Here we are. Here you are. Sorry about that, Beatrice. Okay, we got you in the right one. Can you let me know if shipping my bag would be 20 or 40? Greg Barron. Greg Barron, what's the name on the bag? Could you tell me the name? And do you have any slabs as well? That's my other question. So slabs are important. Here you go, Ivan. You got $30 remaining, and now the Snorlax is yours. Oops. There it is. Yeah, I got that right on for $260 because it was an SGC slab. That's nuts. Why was it so cheap? Because people are racist toward SGC. No other reason. And it's still the same Pokemon card. You know what I mean? And it's not like I don't have tons of PSA cards that have white dots on them or some other problem. Ronaldo, 1 Destined Rivals, 1 Solo Leveling, and shipping. You got it. I have a Gengar Poker 10 slab. Nice. There would be Greg Barron and no slabs, 2 small bags. Mr. Greg wants to know about international shipping. Greg, if you have 2 bags, I can tell you it's probably $40 shipping right away. Greg, let me just see the second bag. That's the second bag, so I only make second bags when your first bag's big enough. And so that would tell me you're almost guaranteed needing $40. That also means you can keep going if you want. So you can keep ordering cards because you're allowed to ship up to 2 pounds of cards at that $40 range. So if you wish to get a little more weight in your bags before you ship, that's more cost effective. I see Greg Barron's 2. Where's Greg Barron's 1? Gavin Stewart, Guardian Gaming, Gabrielle. See, there's 2 other boxes. Greg Barron number 2, Gregory Carvajal, Graham Nielsen, Gargoyle. Gargoyle's been filling that box up for like a year now. Game Boy, Gian. How old is the first bag? Glenn. I don't see it. I see we've got 1 Greg Barron bag number 2. Couldn't find first bag, only 1 pack in it. Only 1 pack in the first bag, and we couldn't find it. And so what I must have done then is I must have created a second bag and said, we'll find your first bag, and then I wrote number 2 on it. So that explains it. Only 1 pack in it. Could you explain that to me a little more? Is it an open pack or is it a sealed pack? All right, let's help Mr. Reynaldo while we're working on that. Here you go, Mr. Reynaldo. Snipping this. All right. Maybe you could tell me what that pack was, too. Here's Crobat. Ooh. And you got some of these. Why don't you keep that bulk since you're shipping out? All right. Very nice. Team Rocket's Crobat. Tossing this. Ronaldo with an RE. He's going to be, let's see. I have a Gengar Poker 10. Did you have no bag at all, Mr. Reynaldo? Ronaldo Salazar, is it just this and your slab? Opened a first edition Metazoo Kickstarter, was in the missing bag. Oh, that's valuable, actually. That's annoying. So you had a Kickstarter Metazoo. Do you remember, do you roughly remember what your pull was in that Kickstarter Metazoo? Very small, maybe no bag, to be honest. All right, fresh bag. Now, I'm going to print you a label, and if you want to open anything else, we can keep adding to this bag, okay? But I'll print you a label out. Mr. Reynaldo. There we go. Missing pack of Kickstarters. Pretty expensive, actually. What's in the 3 slab break? 3 Rocket cards, PSA 9, PSA 9, PSA 8. It's pretty cute. It is Mr. Reynaldo, same address. Ronaldo, we've researched that place you're living because we've thought about moving there. Thanks, Mr. Don't forget the slab, please. Of course not. We are. Please give me the price. Ah, there it goes. All right. Any open battles? This one right here has got 1 person in it. This one right here has 1 person in it. There's another one right here for a Dark Gyarados. Is there a long queue at the moment? Not at all. It's a very, very short queue. I'll say, don't miss slab. Okay. Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Reynaldo. Okay. There could be a line, though, if one formed. Victor Kokiko's here. He says, 1 spot in the Umbreon break, 1 spot in the Mega Pack break. Oh, yeah. Mr. Victor, how are you today? There we are. And Victor Kokiko. Let's take a quick look at the likes. See if we've got... So we've got around 75 viewers. It'd be nice to have around 75 likes. All right, so it looks like we have 16 likes. Let's smash that like button, guys. Let's see. We'll grab this. I think it was a hollow crystal. Okay, Kickstarter hollow crystal. Is that right? Let me look up the value of the Kickstarter hollow crystal. Kickstarter hollow crystal. Not to be confused with the reverse hollow. Metazoo. Okay. All right, so it looks like I can get you one for like 20 bucks or 35 bucks. So here's what I'm going to do for you. Listen. I'll make sure that you get taken care of because I don't see it and I don't know where it is. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I threw it away. I don't know. This is a fresh Kickstarter pack, which means you could pull the very expensive Mothman out of here, okay? I'm going to go put that in your bag. So that's what I do. If we have a problem like that, if I can't fix your problem, I just do whatever I think will make you happy enough. Actually, is it not in here? Let me make sure it's not in here. It wouldn't be, right? Because we made this one later. You got some lovely Mothmans there. Look at that. That's real nice. So there you go. You get a Kickstarter pack for free because I can't identify where that other bag is. And I believe you, so we're going to take care of you that way, Mr. Greg. Now, the crystal's not the chase pull, but the Mothman is. Let's see. We're going to say 6.25 on this. So your bag has a date now. So you don't have to ship right away if you don't want to. I'm also going to write international on this so that we know it's an international package. And if you wish to add more cards to your bag, you certainly could. Now, this is over the weight limit, I'm pretty sure. It might be at the weight limit, actually. It might be just at 4 ounces. So you might be able to ship it for 20, but I think it's pretty close. Actually, it might be able to ship for 20. I'm just feeling it. That feels real close. It might be just about at 4 ounces. Actually, I have a way I can test this. Yeah, it feels just about 4 ounces. There it is. If need be, I can pull down a scale and weigh it to specifically know. Okay, is that good? Are you happy with that? That was for Greg Barron. Now, Victor Kokiko, let's take care of you as well. Let's get you into that Umbreon. Umbreon should be a little more popular. This is the half moon break. There it goes. All right. That's going to say 2. Good. Victor Kokiko's going into here. So we got 3 people in here now. We need 1 more person for the mega pack break. Yeah, perfect. I'll send for shipping now. Thanks. All right, sounds good. I tell you what, let me go ahead and weigh it then, because if it's over 4 ounces, it's not going to be a $20 shipment. Glad you took my advice on writing international. Well, we've done that before. We just don't do that all the time. Okay. And there's a lot of international bags that don't say that. Are you ready? Get this, it's 3.7 ounces. Very close. So I think that's going to do it. $20 shipping. That's going to do it because that'll cover the weight of the bubble wrap in the cardboard box. We are in the green. I knew it felt close. I could tell in my hand. Isn't that funny? Okay. Whew. Moon break's fitting because it's a moon, not a sun. Let's see. What actually is it? It's not clear what that is at all, actually. Like, it looks like a halo, actually. It doesn't look like the moon. There's no craters or anything to suggest it's the moon. That almost does look more like a sun. Look at the, like, rays coming off of it. That doesn't make me think moon. What do you guys think that is? A sun or a moon? I don't know what's going on with that drawing. Does anyone understand what the heck's going on with that drawing? That's crazy looking. Wish this card was lower pop. It's such an awesome card. Thomas Fair says sun. It says Moon Mirage in the card. Well, that would make sense that it would say Moon Mirage because, you know, he's Umbreon, so he would have moves like Moon Mirage. But, yeah, I can't really tell what that is in the background. There it is. They don't give it the typical, you know, the typical monikers of a moon. Looks like a full moon. All right. So now we've got Mr. Jack sending in for the Dark Gyarados break. This is Jack Woodworth. Jack, do you have a scorecard yet? I don't think he does. And the Squirtle break. Squirtle break is done, everybody. All right, you're going to go there into the Squirtle break first, and then we'll leave you in the Dark Gyarados. Good luck. Wah, wah, wee, wah. That Gyarados is sick. They cooked with the Umbreon. I sent another order as well. Sounds good. Okay, so you got 2 orders in the queue. One stacked on top of the other. Beatrice is trying for the Squirtle along with you, and I think we do the D1 deck this time. All right. Wonder what happened to that Metazoo pack. That's a real unfortunate loss wherever it went. I don't think I took it. But then again, if it was a really thin bag, when did we break it? We didn't break it a year ago. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If it's one pack in the bag, that would suggest that the date was at the age of the time period that we broke the bag. Okay, you ready? I don't think it was a year ago. Here's Dragonite. Oh, that's a good one. Beatrice picking up Dragonite. Jack with Tyranitar. Wow, that was a close one. Jack's going to take this round with Tyranitar, 120 HP. Bulbasaur. Oh, Beatrice, this might not be it for you. Boom. Oh, it's a tie. You're holding on. Bulbasaur and Magnemite, 40 HP. Okay. Great ball. Oh, my gosh. Beatrice wins then, right? He has to pull 120 HP right here. Oh, he loses. That's it. All right, she gets to pick a Pokemon out of the pile. She's going to pick Poliwrath, Machoke. She has to have a Pokemon with 110 HP or better. I think there's one in the deck. There should be 2 in the deck. Ah, there it is, Chansey. All right, Beatrice gets this round. The slab break goes to Beatrice. There you go. Can I buy Dark Gyarados if no one's in it? I'm afraid it's already gone. I think, or well, he's not gone, but somebody's already in it. He's a nice card, though, isn't he? Dark Gyarados, very pretty looking. Wow, you're on a roll, Beatrice. Very lucky. I thought you were going to lose that after that first round, man. And Mr. Jack, you just experienced your first miss. There it is. Okay. Now you're being moved over here to the Dark Gyarados, and this is being put away. Okay. Very nice. Wasn't that only a 1-1? Did I count this up wrong? Oh, is it not over? I'm sorry. I've never made a mistake in an actual gym break. So you're telling me Beatrice got a point, Jack got a point. Beatrice had not experienced 2 points yet. Is that right? Oh, because the previous round was a tie, and my brain was thinking of it like a poll. Okay, hold on. It's not over, actually. Beatrice, we celebrated too soon. Sorry about that, guys. So we'll reshuffle the deck so that there's full RNG, and we'll play it from there. Okay, it's a tied up round. So this is the here it is. That's a tied up round, and I might have actually put down points for you guys that you haven't earned yet. They tied with Magna and Bull. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that, Jack. It's not over. Stop the count. No, it was 3-2. At least it was a tie, yes. We were at a tie, so you guys are tied. And so all we do is shuffle here. Can I come back? We are. Let's see. It was a tie, yes. Here's a shuffle. And, you ready? Here's 20 HP. Oh, no, Jack. I think Beatrice has got this. And Ditto. It's another tie. It's another tie. He's got the Ditto. You pulled 140 HP Charizard. Ditto just transforms. It's a tie again. You can't beat Ditto with the stronger Pokemon. You can only lose to Ditto. Wow. Ditto transforms into your Charizard. Here goes. Kadabra with 60 HP. No, it was correct 3 rounds. Here goes. Dragonite. Oh, the Dragonite comes back. That's it. Wow, I'm so sorry, Beatrice. We celebrated too early. I apologize for that. Okay. Very nice. We'll grab this. We celebrated too early. I'm sorry, Beatrice. That's a bit of a letdown. There we go. And let's see. So, Beatrice, I am so sorry. Just scratch that off. And we'll scratch this off. Mr. Jack, you actually got a hit there. Oh, man, it makes me want to rewrite the whole scorecards. She needs a free Disney card. I'm going to get her some free Disney cards. All right, Beatrice. Free Disney cards for you. What were they? Oh, you got Lilo and Stitch. That's pretty cool. Okay, lovely. Here's Minnie Mouse. Here's the guitar guy. And here's Pocahontas. That's so nice. All right. I'm sorry about that, Beatrice. We celebrated that too early. The match wasn't done yet. All right. Mr. Jack. That was pretty lucky, huh? Grab that. Tell Quip to watch the live action Lilo and Stitch. It's good. But the problem is, if she watches it, she's going to try and make me watch it. No! All right. So, and now the scorecards don't look good. I'm going to at least rewrite this one. This one's getting rewritten. All right, now I know that I can make mistakes while hosting the gym break as well. And we should have rules around that to help define exactly what happens. I mean, we did what seemed most logical. We just continued the match because I hadn't gone far enough. There you go, Jack. What'd you think of that, Jack? Was that fun? It's more fun when you're the one who pulls the slabs. So you walk away with these 3 slabs. Squirtle, Eevee, and Grimer. Okay. You made mistakes before. You know, I always do. That's the thing. Very good. This is a very, very highly detailed kind of job. And you just make little mistakes here and there, like a miscount or something, right? A simple miscount. I simply miscounted the number of times that had gone by. And my brain mistakenly thought that the last round was a win, not a tie. Goes. Jack needs to go in the other break. Yes, we need to put him in the Dark Gyarados now. Move that out of my way. Let's grab this. Here you go, Mr. Jack. And now you have a water energy card. That means you've got the advantage here, maybe. Probably not. That's all superstition. We got these wonderful coins now, by the way, guys. Aren't these nice? I haven't put one into the Poke Shuffle. Let's put one in the Poke Shuffle. So I'm just going to grab this one because it's the first one I can grab. And let's place that in there for 70, I guess, right? So 60 is 12. 70 would be 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so Poly Twirl going into the Poke Shuffles. There it is. Oops. We all do, mister. We're not perfect. Yeah, that's true. We are. Making mistakes is inherent to being human. There we go. Okay. Oops. Put this up here. Also, let me put myself on all messages. Let's see. We'll jump over there. I have to find an NHCC card when we have a little break because I got to do a little grade on it. Okay, and Mr. Jack says I only sent half for the breaks. So okay, so he paid the other part for the breaks. And then also Greg Barron, international shipping. Yes, we were just talking about this. Let's take care of Mr. Greg Barron. Now, Greg, if you've never shipped internationally with me, I have to have your phone number. So you can send me that phone number with a penny order. So you could do a... You didn't by chance ship the other package. I didn't even think of that. But I'll need your phone number. Let me go in here and do a little research. You can send that phone number over Discord, over email, or even over PayPal the way you would send me the phone number over PayPal, what you would do is you would send me like the smallest amount of money it allows, usually like a penny, and that's not very much money. And then after that, you would attach a message with your phone number in there, okay? That's how that would work. Okay, it says we've never shipped you before. There you go. So we're going to jump over here. That would mean I probably do not have your phone number, but some people do give me their phone numbers the first time they purchase. All right. Did I overspend, says Jack. I don't think you did. Wasn't it 40 per break? Let me see. I'll look for you right now. So on the first order, you sent $40, and the second order, you sent $41. Nope, you look all good. Actually, you kind of gave me an extra $1. All right, so Mr. Greg. Yes, we're logging in, Mr. Greg. Is he still here? Is Greg still here? I have a feeling Greg's not here anymore. I'm going to send Greg a little refund and let him know that I have to have his phone number. Okay, let me issue this refund. I need your phone number for the label. There it goes. And I tell you what, since we technically can't make the label until we have that phone number, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next order now. We'll wait and see if he gets us that phone number. Greg Barron. Okay. We got so many slabs, man. So the mega break is one spot away. Look at this magneton, huh? It's nice. Carddass magneton. Here's a nice card, Meganium. Here's a nice card, Raichu 10. Here's Running RGM Gundam. And Sprigatito. Also, where'd those fancy cards go? Over here. I'll place this up on the desk as well. So I'm going to let this one rotate. Musha New Gundam. There it is. Very good. Let's see what this is. All right, Joseph Valenti, 1 box Korean Terror Festival and 4 packs of the Destined Rivals. All right, you got it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da! The box of the Korean Festival. I think I need to stand up for that one, okay? Let me stand up for that one. Oh, here's all the coins. Look at all these coins we got, guys. We got a whole box of them. There's a 9 tails for 140. All right. And I'm going to move this over here as well. Give me a second. All right. Woo. Now, Korean Terror Festival. Okay, here we are. Ooh. This shall go down here, or it will knock over all my other slabs. How about that? What are these slabs? What was even in here? Oh, these nice slabs for the brakes. Those are so nice. But I gotta reach these. Hold on. Just trying to move these coins out of the way, man. Got no room for anything. Here's a slab for sale. Since that was priced on $325, that needs an update. You don't think its price changed much, do you? Fossil Hypno 10. What do you think that guy goes for today? Fossil Hypno first. I need to put some high-end vintage cards up there for sale. Yeah, I'll probably stick to about 1,000-ish. I'll set this back over here, actually. All right, we got the Terror Festival. Ready? That one's ready to go in the live customs. I like that coin. You making chicken adobo today, mister? I'm just going to have some soup today. I'm going to try and eat less today. We are? All right. I had a lot of delicious food on the weekend. And so I'm going to have a light Monday. Ready? Here goes. Kind of make up for that. Here's Team Rocket's Ariana. Ooh. So, are we able to send you a coin for coin grading? Oh, that's an interesting thought. I suppose so, actually. With NGC, the coin has to be metal. But even if it's not metal, I can actually send the coin to CGC for CGC plastic coin grading. So, we are. Team Rocket's Ariana coming out for you. That's not bad. 4 packs. There you go. All right. Camera's doing a lot of zooming, mister. I don't know how to control that. I think somebody else mentioned that as well. Isn't there like a new iPhone coming out? I think I'm going to get the latest iPhone 17, and maybe it will have like a new superior camera on it. What do you guys think? All right, you ready? I think sometimes certain cards cause it to zoom more. All right. What would it cost per coin? That is a great question. Again, it would depend on the coin. So if we took a plastic coin and tried to send it to NGC, they would reject it. They'd say no. And NGC grading is more expensive than CGC grading. So if it was a plastic coin that we were sending to CGC, it would be a little bit cheaper. All right. It's a pretty niche thing. I don't know if I want to add it to the menu. I have battle coins. We are. All right. And here's this. There we are. All right. Set that down. You should get a Razor flip phone. That's what I'm going to do. I like that idea. Here's this guy, Morpeko, I guess. All right. Groudon. Oh. Okay. Here's this guy. Apple Vision would be a legendary way for him to run the stream. Apple Vision. Is that Apple headset or whatever? Didn't that go out of like commission? That was a failed product. You guys remember all the excitement for that like $3,000 Apple headset? And you put it on your head, and it was like, it was like a VR headset, basically. Augmented reality. Ooh, you got the bear. No, you got the Magneton. Ah, I'm sorry, Joseph. That's not a good round. People don't like the Magneton. I don't even like the Magneton, and I'm a Magneton fan. Yeah, I don't like the design. He looks kind of like Stinky or something. He looks weird, man. It's a Pokemon card. It'll do something, but I'm not going to place any huge bets on this card. God dang, dude. Freaking, what's Magneton? He's into everything, dude. Name a set that doesn't have Magneton. Okay, I love this Umbreon, though. This is nice. They still sell it at my local Apple store. I thought I read they're not going to work on a version 2. Isn't that right? Yes. I have Charizard and Snorlax Battlecoin. I'd love to get graded. Here we are. I think they stopped producing, probably selling what's left. Yeah, that's what I think too. Here's Hydrapple. Rare. I mean, the headset will probably become a funny collector's item, but if they're not going to produce a version 2 of it, it's dead. It's kind of crappy, isn't it? And how long will they even support the one that's running? You know, you have to wonder. All right, Mr. Joseph. Don't you hate it when companies do that? They put this new product out, it's $1 bazillion, and then they go, all right, we're not supporting that. Ooh. Very nice. What do you think people were even using that headset for? What would you even do with the headset like that? There's no way anyone was using that headset for anything other than just looking up boobs or something. That is definitely the primary use of a headset like that. All right. Tangy says gooning. There you go. Same exact conclusion. I'm going to move these warped hollows to the back with the other warped hollows. I don't know why they're so warped. They just came out of the package that way, huh? What else are you going to do with it? You're not writing software. You're not doing, you're not doing graphic art. I don't think you're editing YouTube videos on it. What is there to do other than look at boobs? That's what I was thinking. All right, here we are. Wow, that is one fat baggie, Joseph. You got a fat baggie. Thank you so much, man. Big order, guys. That was a $111 order. Jose Arredondo, Gym Break. The Gym Break. Oh, the Gyarados. Haha, yes. It is. You're in. Let's get it. People have spent more for less in the pursuit of boobs. Boobs are a powerful force, huh? Let's see. You got a card, right, Jose Arredondo? Hasn't been used in a while, maybe? Could have sworn you had a card. Thought you did. Maybe not. There's a Hernandez with the 0 score on it. That's got 0 score on it. This has 0 score on it. Why do these ones with 0 score exist? Andrew Stromberg? Oh, these are losses. These two are losses. Okay, hold on. They actually have a score on them. 360 no scopes and VR peak. What kind of no scope are we talking about? There. What kind of sniper shot you talking about? Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Too many cards. All right, very good. Ah, there it is. The feints were on the back of the card. Well, they got to stay then. We got to keep them. You're not allowed to escape that negative feint. All right. Set that there. No, you're on the right side. You got to do the sides correctly. Goon or no gooning. All right, you're going up against Jack. He's undefeatable. Look at him. He's already got 1 point. Deck number 2. Remember, you guys can donate even holographic cards to the deck, like a card you don't want, a holographic card, a trainer card. You guys control this deck. You get to make it cool or crappy or whatever you want it to be. Jose's 2-7. Yeah, he's in for a tough time. That's how it works. If somebody has a really good card, somebody else has to have a very tough card. But that doesn't matter because he could totally get back to even. 90% of gamblers lose. 90% of gamblers quit right before the big hit, right? All right, here goes. Jack. Oh, man, Lugia's not bad. Lugia was donated by ID Chronicles. And here's Ponyta. First round's going to Jack. I'm routing for you. Uh-oh, he said he's routing you. Here's Team Rocket's Articuno. And boom. Oh, yeah, it's all tied up now. Togekiss. So, Jose, it's 1-1. Okay, the next round. Jolteon. Oh, Jolteon's kind of a weak pull. A lot of Pokemon in this deck beat Jolteon. You ready? Saraluch. That's it. It's a simple round, and it goes to Jose Arredondo. There you go. $10 on Jose. What? You guys are too funny. There it is. That's the end of the Poke Battle. All right. Hey. It's not bad. And Jack just experienced his first miss. Oh, wait. No. Yay. So this shall say Jose Arredondo. Very nice. It's wigged. And there it goes. Doopy doopy dee doopy doopy doopy. Doo 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 doo. Scooby Scooby, he buns. Is the shipping price the same if our bag gets big? That's exactly right. So even if you had 20 pounds of Pokemon cards, still $9. If you're international, it scales. So international goes 20, 40, 80. EV. I'm working on another one. Just give me a moment here. All right. I got the next gym break's going to be Eevee. Long queue right now? Not really, no. It's actually pretty short. All right. Oh, I usually do, well, let's just do black ink. Who cares? I realized I usually do the red ink. There it is. So that's an English Eevee, and that's the next break. All right. Now we have an order from Mr. Greg. Phone for the international shipping. There we have it. All right, we can work on Mr. Greg now. Here it is. So Greg, step number 1. Well, let's see if we have to. Let's see if we have to reset it. I don't think we have to reset it this time. Has anyone won the pot? The Pokepot. There's only ever been one guy who pulled the Pokepot, and he has to get that roll in Discord. I haven't done that yet for him, but he's going to get a very rare roll in Discord called Pokepot. It means he's accomplished that. It's very hard to do. You got to roll 4 of the same number to get that roll in Discord. And you do it by donating junk cards out of your bag, like cards that you definitely don't care about, cards that don't really have any value. They go into the Pokepot, and then you get to roll. You get to roll 4 dice. And if you get 4 of a kind, you get that roll in Discord. And the fun part, you get half of the Pokepot, which can be a really huge number of cards, like just a ton of them. All right, here we are. Let's click on this. I'm going to bet that this goes here. And that this goes here. That's correct. And let's hit this. Okay. Let's go grab your email. Okay, we got the email. And let's go grab that phone number. All right. Okay, there's the phone number. And now let's bring this up to 4 ounces. We're going to choose this shipping. Now it wants to know the size. And now it wants us to fill in an international customs form. We're going to say, I always use the same term. I use playing cards. Okay, we're going to say that's 4 ounces. We're going to set the value to like $35, which I think is probably about right. Okay, now we just wait for it to give us a price. It's going to tell us what the price of this is. Taking a break from orders for a bit, but I'll be around watching. No problem, man. Yeah, that happens all the time, by the way. You know, there's big cycles for some people. Some people spend a whole lot of money for like a month, and then they disappear for like a quarter of the year. Then they come back and go crazy again. So I see that kind of stuff all the time, actually. Sometimes somebody comes back from like 3 months ago, and they say, oh, man, I'm ready to go crazy again. Oh, my gosh. It's updating the date on the shipping, so now it has to recalculate the price all over again. This is so terrible, man. I hate this software, man. It's the worst software. When was that Pokepot win? I'm one of those people, says Lord Pop-Tart. Long queue right now. It's shipping price of the same front bag. It's big. Oh my God, please give me the price on this shipping. It's so insane how long you have to wait for this. I can't believe it did that to me. It said, well, you have to do the shipping for tomorrow. There it goes. Son of a gun, dude. All right, got it. $22 label, by the way. So $20 for international shipping is staying because that is the correct amount. There it goes. Got it. Now we're grabbing this. This label's in. Okay. So now we've got Kevin Vu, the Mega Break. Kevin Vu, the Mega Break. Mega Mew? Yeah, here it is. So you're not talking about the Jumbo Pack Break, right? You're talking about the Mega Sublist. Is that right? Kevin Vu, just making sure before I write this down. Sometimes people call that the Mega Pack Break. You know what? That's a bad name. We already used the word Mega, so we can't do that, okay? Don't think we have a clip of the Pokepod. I think it was last month. Yeah, it was Winston Lee, and I can actually look up the date that he sent the payment for that. Or was it a payment? I don't remember. No, it wasn't a payment. He, well, yeah, so he bought something. He donated just 1 card and rolled 4 of a kind. It was really crazy. Kevin Vu, he says Mega. So I have to assume you mean Mega Sublist. All right, because that's what we actually have. We have this thing called the Mega Sublist. All right. Makes me think he's getting in the booster pack break over here, and he just didn't describe it very well. Okay. Okay. Who's next? Team Rocket Grunt, one of the Mega Diff Pack Break. All right, so we definitely have to stop calling this the Mega Break because it is not the Mega Break. I've always called it the Jumbo Pack Break. And what's very important here is we have something called the Mega Sublist. So we got to be careful with our language here. I'm actually not sure if Kevin was trying to buy into that or if Kevin was trying to buy into this. And with Team Rocket Grunt calling it also the Mega Diff Pack Break, it also makes me think that it's possible Kevin was trying to buy into the pack break. So I'm actually not sure. Is Kevin here? Can I get the last spot on the sublist? Oh, you want this right here. So you really did want into the Mega Sublist. Whew. Okay, no problem, man. That's confusing as heck, dude. Yeah, we can do that for you. Doesn't matter. All right, so there we go. So the pack break shall be called from henceforth the Jumbo Pack Break. We don't want any confusion. Now, Mr. Rocket, let's get your card in there. Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. I was very confuzzled for a minute. All right. Lovely. These are very fun. I love these Jumbo Pack Breaks. All these packs are involved. I just say one spot left on the Mega, so I sent. All right, hold on. I'm still super confused. So wait, Kevin, is this Kevin Vu's spot? Technically, Kevin, you bought this before Team Rocket Grunt. Kevin, puzzles are hard. I'm pretty confident you are. So you don't want it here. You want the last spot on the Jumbo Pack Break. We can't call it the Mega Pack Break. We have a thing called the Mega, and it's very confusing. So you said Mega $40, and I thought, okay, Mega Sublist. But you are talking about the Jumbo Pack list. Is that right? You might be on a delay, Mr. Puzzles are hard. Who are? I'm sorry, Team Rocket Grunt. It's looking like he said... No, I'm still confused. Maybe what's going on here is... Yeah, you did say the Mega right now. Hey, everyone, how's it going? Jumbo it shall be. Yes, I also have to stick to the rules of calling it the Jumbo Pack Break, so there's no communications confusion. I probably did call it the Mega Pack Break because we've been debating what it should be called, and I've heard you guys say that as well. So... henceforth, it shall be the Jumbo. That's right. So you thought there was one spot left here. Is that right, Kevin? And you really were sending for this. Is that right? As long as... I just need to know who was in the Jumbo Pack Break. That's all I need to know here. Its responses are coming really slow. Let me just write Kevin Vu 40 real fast. Kevin Vu, what did you want, Kevin Vu? I need to know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. I have 167 cards ready to ship for grading. Who have you been choosing for your big submissions? Trying to figure out who to pick. I know PSA has been handing out 9s like crazy. I do a whole thing where I sort of sort through my cards. Can I twerk for you? I would love it if you would twerk for me, Mr. McChicken. That would be very relaxing. We need to be able to communicate to puzzles are hard faster. Can I get the last spot on the sub? Sorry, I heard you one spot on the Mega, so I sent. Okay, so with those two sentences, I feel confident that what has happened, he thought I was talking about the sublist, so he sent $40 for the sublist. Team Rocket Grunt sent for the Jumbo Pack Break. I think that's what's going on. All right, I'm going to set that there for you. So you've got $40, Kevin Vu. If you still want on the sublist, I can put you on the sublist, but obviously it's still got some spots to go. And now we're going to go off like this. Ta-da. All right. What is the Mega Sublist? For the Mega Slab Break. It's for the Mega Slab Break. It's this big ass slab, really valuable one. Where'd it go? I don't even see where it's at. Oh, there it is. This guy right here. So $40 shot at this super valuable Mew. You gotta see it without all that crap there. See that? Super valuable Expedition Mew. Nice swirl by his head. $40 shot. It's called the Mega Break. So we have something called the Mega. So for the booster packs, we have to stick to Jumbo really carefully. I've also thought about calling them the God Pack break. Really nice ones go to Beckett. Worst ones go to CGC. PSA is like a middle ground. Yeah, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, if I have vintage cards, they're going to start going to CGC from here on out. Vintage cards go to CGC. Modern cards can go to PSA, but they can also go to Tag. And for cards that are borderline CGC, and then for cards that look perfect, BGS. PSA actually doesn't have a niche anymore. There's no niche for PSA grading. The niche grading is BGS and CGC now. All right. Very nice. Should be called a sample pack break. I feel like the sample pack break implies that it's like one of everything, though. And sometimes I think the jumbo pack break is going to be like more focused on one thing over the other. Like the other day we had like English booster packs. Also, I think there's something more sexy and fun with the term like jumbo, mega, or like God pack. All right, give me a number. Hey, what's up, Coeli? How's life going, man? Coeli's here. Mr. Coeli. Wait, did Rocket want to be in the jumbo pack break for sure? Yes, one in the mega diff pack break. Okay, Mike says 4. Jose Arredondo says 5. Those numbers are too big. If we do 4, it's the same as 0. If we do 5, it's basically 1. Joey Albrecht says 3, 1, 2, 3. There it is. All right, because it will wrap around, you know. So if we did 5, it would wrap around. All right. Pretty good. Looking to purchase a house by the end of the year. You're looking to purchase a house? You can't do that. You can only rent. You want my advice on house shopping right now? Buy a small one, because 7% interest rate is murder. It makes houses no longer an investment. They're not an investment. They're actually a money hole. All right, give me another number. God pack would be false advertising. Would it be? I mean, I think it's not false advertising if you're... Maybe it's semantics. I would say it's semantics. It's like a word that anyone can use, right? 2, 1, 2. All right. I think it would be false advertising if I showed something very different than what you would get. That's false advertising. But if everyone can see it's a mix of packs, and then I just use the word God pack, then that's more like semantics. You know, it's like saying, well, we're going to call this a God pack. Here goes. Here's Victor Kokiko. Wow, right off the bat, Mr. Victor pulling it on pack number 1. Here's Zachary. Here's Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice. And here's TRR. Sorry, TRR. All right, there it is. The pack break is over. Victor's pulled it. Victor, are you watching? He was here last night. God pack has its definition in the hobby already. All right. It's sort of defined as like a booster pack that has a lot of pulls in it, right? A lot of hits rather than, you know, a bunch of bulk and then one hit. Well, you can kind of look at this that way. Instead of it being, if you think of it like this, if you think of the plastic baggie as sort of like the foil, well then inside of this foil is a ton of cards, including probably multiple hits. So I don't think that's necessarily false advertising. But you know, I haven't officially called it the God Pack. It was just an idea. I thought it would be fun sounding, but then of course, I also thought maybe it didn't quite fit it either. So, you know, my thoughts aren't actually that far from your guys' thoughts. I was just kind of brushing it past you guys, seeing what your thoughts were on it. Here it is. It is. I think jumbo pack break is probably the best term. It's a really, really big pack opening. It's got a nice ring to it, you know what I mean? Jumbo pack break. All right. It's all RNG, to be honest, but it won't work out well. It's too confusing. 15th break, I lose. No! Really? That's a lot. Oh. That's too many packs. Can't be 15th. What about the Wombo break? All right, that's the Wombo break. Jumbo bundle. Here we are. Well, I like the word break because it implies that it's, you know, a break. So I think break should be in the title. Okay, you ready? You could call it the bundle break. Ready? Okay, here goes. Victor Kokiko. He's new. Mr. Victor's pretty new, and he's been going hard into a lot of the breaks. He seems to like them. And he's had a lot of misses, and he's had some hits too. Here's Punch Out, Don Flamenco, Mario, Mario. Double Dragon. Oh, that's the reason to open these right here. Look at that. Super Mario. Boop, 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 boop. If you can get a 10 on this, which is sometimes kind of challenging, but if you could get a 10 on this, it might be valued around $150 to $200. I would have to look it up. I haven't looked it up in a while. That is exactly why these Mario packs have been on the menu for so long. It's because I actually think they're very good for you. All right. Okay. I love the Mario. Yeah, you can pull Mario logo out of them. It's a Mario logo card. All right, so I think that was the only wax pack. So I think now we can just snip the rest of these, can't we? Yeah, let's start snipping then. So I started blasting. Goddess story? No, we're all out of that stinky goddess story. But you know what, Quelly? We got a ton of other sexy girl card sets. And they're authentic. No copyright theft. You get this card automatically. So we've got, if you want the sexiest card set on the menu right now, probably the sexiest one is called Weiss Magical Girls. And that's on the menu at a very good price, $65 a box, and you will walk away with some pretty naughty cards. There's also Azur Lane 2. That one's very naughty. Azur Lane's more like sexy. Weiss Magical Girls is lewd. Azur Lane's very sexy with some lewd. And then there's also Sneaker Bunko 2, which has some very lewd cards in it, but they're very hard to pull. And then there's something called Yuzu Soft, which is a set I've never really seen or heard about before. That's been selling a little bit slower, but that has some naughty characters in it as well. I'd probably rank Weiss Magical Girls at the top, yeah, for lewd. If you want value and sexy, probably Azur Lane, not Azur Lane, probably Sneaker Bunko. And I think with Azur Lane, I'm sorry, am I thinking about it right? Sneaker Bunko and Azur Lane. I sometimes confuse those two titles with each other. Yeah, it's Azur Lane that has the sexy, sexy lewd value. That's what I'm trying to say. So that one seems to have a lot of value because the cards seem to go for a little bit of a higher price, whereas I think fewer people know about the Magical Girls. Yeah, all right, here we are. 2 Costco's in my area had it. I have mine in card and couldn't check out. Oh, the Steam Siege. Best for last. Best for last. Here's Animal Crossing. Ready? You got Nico. All right, Nico. Very cute. Look at him. He's so cute. Hetty Pata. The sexy, stinky value. And Dobby. Hetty Pata. Dobby is pregnant. Please pull Shiny Gardevoir. Shiny Gardevoir. That'd be nice. Do you think Japanese Pokies are underpriced? Or English is overpriced? You know, I got my opinions on things that are overpriced. Yeah, I got my opinions. You are? All right. I wouldn't say most of my thoughts are in those areas. I have thoughts in other areas. Yeah. Okay, you got the sexy angel girl. Very nice. Moana. She's from Hawaii. Okay. All right. That is Disney Carddass. No big hits out of the Disney Carddass this time. Rocket Mewtwo. Nope. Cold. How about Destined Rivals Mewtwo? Nope. Just a Yan manga. What can you expect? It's very hard to pull out these sets. Who hit the jumbo? Mr. Victor did. Okay. Oh, picking up a Lipard. Oh, that was a Korean pack. I didn't even know that. Okay, this is really cool. This is Thai language, and I think it's like Cosmic Eclipse, basically. What do you got? Definitely Cosmic. All right. But that's a cold pack. There wasn't even a holo in here. That sucks. How about this? Aha! We got the Tree V-Knot. Pokemon's really rough, man. The odds are really low on Pokemon. Not only are the odds low, but the prices are high. It's really hard to get value out of those packs. All right. Now, G.I. Joe. We've been waiting for a hit to come out of G.I. Joe. How about now? No? Wow. Oh, it's in the middle of the pack. Nice. Okay, so G.I. Joe does have hits. You've got Duke Field Commander. We have not seen this. Cool. He's got a star down there, too. That's neat, man. These are vintage G.I. Joe cards printed by Wizards of the Coast. Here it is. So that's neat. Here's this guy. Okay, a little Rayquaza popping out. All right. Here's this right here. Lovely. A great time to take a break. That's only true if the prices go down when you take a break. If the prices go up when you take a break, it's going to be not so great. So, but we don't know what'll happen. It's been high for a while, but last night we just saw more record prices. There were more record prices on cards. And so it's like, doesn't appear to be slowing down, but maybe it will. I don't know. Here's Metazoo. You know, Pokemon Black and White's coming out. Maybe that won't be exciting for anyone. Who knows? It does seem like when a big set comes out that everyone's really wanting, that draws a lot of people back into the hobby. Here's Giant Soldier of Stone. I never really stop, though. I just keep going all the time. All the time. Constantly buying. Any more Steam Siege packs? Nope. Just this one that was in the Jumbo Break. An exclusive pack to the Jumbo Break. Picking up Amoonguss. What? And Samurott. I'd hold on to these commons because they might be pretty gradable in a couple of years. I mean, they're probably gradable now. I just don't think you'd get much money for them. But a couple of years, you'll even be able to get money for a non-holo. Like good money. Amoonguss, not the ideal card. That is the end of the Jumbo Break. What do we get out of this Jumbo Break? I'd say right off the bat, that first pack you got with the Super Mario. And then, of course, you walk away with the Mewtwo. So that's nice. Those are $20 now, the Mewtwo's. They used to be $17, now they're $20. Let's see, what else do I like? He's kind of cool. The Duke came out. He's neat. Okay. Moana, Nikke, Rainbow Dobby, Nico. All right. Well, not a huge round, I'd say. You know what? This kind of tells me it is important to keep this thing going where we put something other than booster packs in, maybe like some actual guaranteed hits, just to make sure that you don't walk away with a pure cold round. But so you got these going on right here. I do consider Amoonguss an important card. If it could get 10, I think it would have some serious value as an XY era 10. All right. Because people are looking at that set real hard right now. They're going, There you go. All right. I'll take it. Thanks, mister. No problem, man. Let's go grab your bag. And now, when I get a chance, I have to build a new Jumbo Pack break. Not to be confused with the older title where sometimes we would say Mega. That doesn't exist anymore. I just rewatched the first movie last night. First time in probably 20 years. First movie? I'm scared that Modern might get really cheap if a bunch of people get the hobby, but I'm dumb and I don't know anything. Well, that is what happened to Sword and Shield. A bunch of card prices crashed, Sun and Moon prices crashed, and then so Sword and Shield crashed, and then Scarlet Violet crashed, and everyone's like, ah ha ha ha, Pokemon cards suck. I'm glad all these scalpers got killed, bro. Look at them. They lost all their money. Ha ha. And there were all these people like, oh, Pokemon cards aren't an investment. You're a clown for investing in Pokemon. And now it's all like way up over what it used to be worth. So they were all wrong. And I'm not saying that Pokemon cards will strictly always go up forever. Maybe there is a point where PSA manages to print enough of like hit cards that they actually truly collapse. And we have this thing called a junk era, right? I think if Pokemon printed the hit cards as often as it printed these energy cards, you would have a junk era would occur. And then it would be bad to buy that. It would be like a trap to buy that. Has that occurred here? I don't really think so. Because it wasn't until Terra Festival occurred that the Pokemon boom started again, and there were a bunch of Scarlet Violet era sets printed before then that I don't think Pokemon's going to focus on, because it's going to focus on a few sets. Prismatic, Destined Rivals, I don't know about Journey. Journey Together is already kind of cheap, actually. Journey Together is already kind of fallen back down in price. And so it might focus on a few of the later sets, plus it has to print all these new sets that are coming out. Black and White, now this XY set that's coming up. So I think some of those older sets, like Paldea Evolved with the Magikarp in it, they're done. I don't think they're going to reprint much more of that. I think they could, but why would they? They might as well just go reprint more of the very popular Prismatic set. So the real question becomes, what will Prismatic do over time? And what will Destined Rivals do over time? But I think it's mostly in for Paldea Evolved. I don't think the prices are going to shift much. Not the prices. The prices can shift a lot. People can drop it or buy more of it or get rid of it, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is the supply, that number is mostly in for some of these older Scarlet Violet sets. And some of the older Scarlet Violet sets were very fun to open. In particular, though, Paldea Evolved. That's my favorite one from the older sets. And then you got vintage Pokemon. That's all done being printed, too. Like Sword and Shield. We saw, even just recently, Sword and Shield Fusion Arts going up to like $900 a box, which was like them going up like 30% overnight. Let's see what a Fusion Art box is going for right now. Fusion Strike, not Fusion Art, Fusion Strike booster box. Let's see what that's going for right now. $700, $788. Yeah, it's still really high. $800. How about Evolving Skies? The thing is, there's a finite amount of this stuff, and people really do just hold on to it and say, I'm not selling. Evolving Skies, $1,800, $1,900. Wow. Shocking, dude. Shocking. What coins are still available? Hey, what's going on, Garrett? Let me show off some coins, everybody. Are you ready? So, you get like one shot at these coins because people really do buy these. We sold 5 of them last night. 5 coins sold last night. Some of the best ones sold, especially. So, like, here's a Moltres. I consider him a good one. He's still there. Here's Muck, $75. Here's a Ninetales. I think the Ninetales is sell. I've sold one of those before. You ready? So, here goes. We got Krabby for $69. Bulbasaur for $190. Ivysaur for $75. Primate for $75. Magikarp for $190, one of my favorites. Rhydon for $75. Here's Golem for $69. Persian for $75. We got Raticate for $69. Machop $69. Goldeen $69. A lot of the simple Pokemon are $69. Nidorino $69. Dragonair $140. Horsey $69. Golem $69. Dratini $140. Zubat, $69, and Ghastly, $140. So there we have it. Those are all the coins that are left. Oh, wait, there's these two on the side, too. So we got Lapras for $75 and Butterfree for $75. There you go. Beautiful coins, already graded. A lot of 69s in there. I'm still holding my Battle Styles because it's cases until it gets the recognition it deserves. Battle Styles was like the first set in the Scarlet Violet era that started doing a lot of alt arts, including the Tyranitar alt art. But it had Urshifus in it. But I think the Tyranitar is going to be a lot of the value. I don't think the Urshifus are ever going to be like as popular as some of the other Pokemon. Tyranitar is legit, though. It's the sleeping Tyranitar. There's also Empoleon. He's pretty decent, too. He's a starter, so he's always going to be decent. No Slowpoke. No, there was a Slowpoke. Did it already sell? Where's the Slowpoke? There is a Slowpoke. Did it already sell? Poliwhirl. I didn't put in any breaks. There's definitely a Poliwhirl. Where'd it go? I'm sorry, not a Poliwhirl. There's definitely a Slowpoke. No Slowpoke. There was a Slowpoke for $140. Did somebody buy it? Somebody bought this. Oh, it's sold. I remember now. So the Slowbro sold, and then the Slowpoke was put in the slab away. Arturo got the Snorlax. Ah, there he is. Sorry, Six. I think you were sleeping. Mr. Mark grabbed it. There it is. All right. Yeah, the coins had some decent sales last night. And by the time we reach Friday of this next week, a couple more of them might move. I probably would anticipate 1 or 2 of them moving by next Friday. All right. I genuinely think the Tyranitar could be a $500 card by the end of the year. He's a nice card. I'm a Tyranitar collector myself. I'm more into like the scary Tyranitars. So that's why maybe the Sleepy Tyranitar hasn't appealed to me quite as much, because it doesn't really fit the Tyranitar sort of like style, maybe. What do we got here? We got the Yoshi Egg. Here's Scizor. Here's Pikachu. I was just looking at my Tyranitars yesterday. I was pricing them up. But I bought some of those Tyranitars for as cheap as $1,000, and now they're like $4,500 today, which makes sense to me. I mean, like, that's why I thought they were worth back then. I was like, why are these only $1,000? It doesn't make any sense. Stephen Emery says OP9 English times 10. Big Hit Monday. All right, Mr. Stephen. Big Hit Monday. I like that title. Let me just see if I can find out where we're keeping this, or if we needed a new box, because we might need a new box of them. What's this? Union Arena. I think that's right here. Oops. But of course, this tips over. Metazoo Nightfall. Get this out of the way. All right. Get this out of the way. Aha. Oops. All right. Same Paldean Tyranitar is cool. 1, 2, 3. He said 9 of these? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are. 10 of these. Oh my. I want all your Tyranitas, mister. What? Wait, this is a Japanese one. How did this get in here? It must have landed on the floor, and then I must have placed it in the box thinking it was English. There it goes. There we go. Any more cheap slabs? Yes, actually, there should be more cheap slabs, Mr. Ivan. There should definitely be more cheap slabs. I just have to find them. Let's see. Well, those weren't cheap. Never mind. I know there's more cheap slabs for a fact. There's definitely more. You just have to give me a minute to run into them, okay? Let me get this open real fast. Daytime's being busy enough that we're not getting lots of opening time. We actually need to create a second gym break. So we've got one gym break for the Eevee. We need to create a second gym break for cheap slabs, because we've been doing that, right? All right. All right. Very nice. All right, let's get it. Here's this guy. Crocodile. 2 hollows. This guy. Yeah, I realize I need to message somebody on the eBays. There. I bought an item to restock it, and then I found out I had plenty of it, and I asked him, I did a cancel request, and I realized I don't think he actually did that. I wonder if he's sending me that product because he doesn't want to cancel it. Don't you hate it when a seller does that? Like, you buy an item, it's not like, there's no, like, bad intentions involved or anything. There's no money to be lost. And you just said, oh, oops, I got too much of this. And then you go and you say, I need to cancel this one. I got too much of it. And then they're like, nope, you bought it. We have to keep it and send it to you now. You have to keep your money and send it to you now. Don't you hate that? I need my cheap slabs, Law. Yeah, that's true. We need to get some cheap slabs to the front. There might actually be some on the table that just need to be rotated into. You know what? I'm going to give this guy his own sleeve. You got to get Japanese 25th promos. They're not going to be cheap for much longer. From the Celebrations collection. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, those are really cool. I liked those. Those were always a lot of fun. All right, there we are. Very nice. Okay. That's for Mr. Steven. You got Marshall D. Law. Marshall D. Teach. My bad. Trafalgar Law. Marshall D. Teach for Stephen Emery. Oh, this one's not in a sleeve. Boop. Thanks, he says. No problem, man. All right. Let's get rotate going on here. Here's a Fui Coco. Here's a Quips Umbreon. Here's a Mew. And here is a Dunsparce. How nice. Got all these coins here. Move these out of the way for the moment. Ursaring 8. He's an 8, but he's not super cheap, is he? Put this over here for the moment. There we go. What is this? Rapidash. So here's a Rapidash, and it graded 9. So I'd like to do $19 on this Rapidash. Here's a real nice one. This one might still be pricey. That's a Charmander Classic Collection 9. He's very cute. Rapidash sold. All right. There you go, Mr. Ivan Rodriguez with $21 left. No, I'm sorry, $11 left. Here we are, $11. Okay. I need one-piece slabs. We do have a little bit of one-piece slabs. Not too many. We do have a little bit. We had like 2 that came back. I think one of them sold, didn't it? I think there's another one still for sale. So this is PSA 9. Classic Collection. Charmander. Okay. Well, he's not expensive. I take it back. He's a $19 slab. There it is. All right. I want to see all your slabs one day. Charmander sold. Missing that one. All right. Moving that over here. So, Ivan, I'm going to throw this out. You owe $8 on the Charmander. Joey Albrecht is in. He says, 120 towards my slab away. Joey Albrecht. You got it, Mr. Joseph. Oops. It is slab away. We're going to click on this. We're going to use a calculator. 6865 minus 120. 6,745 remains. 6745. Enter. All right, there it goes. Ooh, man, that's a big one, huh? Jesus. That was huge. Okay, and then 10 Pokey Shuffles and then 4 Hidden Trials. 4 Hidden Trials. Let's get those 10 Pokey Shuffles, shall we? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is. All right, lovely. Grand Bull, Drill Burr, Clam Pearl, Slowpoke, Wattrell, 2 Live. Okay, that's good. Kind of a tough round, though. So if it was 10 packs, 10 cards, but only a 2 Live, that means you're down 10. Let's see if the 2 Live plays out as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 2 Live, huh? Come on. 1, 2. Ah, it's too cold. Live Customs. I'm sorry, Joey. That sucks. All right. 2 cold ones. 4 Hidden Trials. Maybe get lucky on the Hidden Trials. Hidden Trials is pretty tough, though. 1, 2. Come on now. 3, 4. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's snip this. Good. Ready? You got Kefka. Kefka. There's Edge. Here's Dr. Mog. He's mogging you. Formaldehyde. And, oh, Full Art Vincent. Not bad. Okay, Vincent's good. Okay, we'll set this over here. You finally moving, mister? Where you got a new house? Scotland? Yeah, we're moving to Scotland. Ah, that'd be nice, man. Castle in Scotland, that's like a dream come true. But, no, we're going to move somewhere warm, probably. Scotland's pretty cold and bitter. You know, it's nice to live in warm places. You get to go out more. We got a couple places chosen. Summerlin, Nevada, which is like 30 minutes away from Las Vegas, and it's in the mountains. So it's elevated. It's a little bit cooler than Las Vegas, which is the biggest downside to Las Vegas. It's very hot. Also, there's no ocean in Las Vegas, but there's a lot of swimming pools. So it's kind of a trade-off. You can go swimming, but in a swimming pool. And then Austin, Texas. We like Austin, Texas, but there's also Houston, and there's Fort Worth, Dallas. So there's Texas. That's an option. It's pretty much like Missouri. It's a little bit hotter, and they got way more stuff and no taxes. So it's like, but then they got really high property taxes. So that's difficult in its own way. You have to pick a really small home, or else you're going to overpay on house taxes. It's kind of stupid. They call themselves a no tax state, but really it's just kind of like for corporations to benefit from. And then one we're leaning toward Orlando, Florida. It's probably going like this: Summerlin, Orlando, Austin. That's the order right now. And you got Orlando, Florida. It's inland. It doesn't get hit with the hurricanes quite as hard. They got a lot to do over there. They actually have lower sales tax than Nevada, which is very important for my business. They got low property tax, which is better than Texas, and affordable houses. So, yeah, Orlando, Florida looks good. All right, Joey Albrecht. Let's put this in your bag, Mr. Joey. Joey, tough round on those Pokey Shuffles, man. Let's see. Aha. Orlando, I can work for you. I know you like living on the basics, mister, but I would really like to see you enjoy a nicer area and nicer things. Well, we've been living out here in Lake of the Ozarks, and it's got its positives. A lot of untouched nature, big hills, beautiful river, some insane number of boats. It has a feel to it. You're very free out here. You're not going to be a lot of rules and regulations. Private, very private. No traffic. There's downsides too, though. Deathly boring in the winter. I mean, really boring. There's no mega shopping mall. A lack of restaurants, although that's been changing. We recently got a Japanese restaurant and we got a Indian restaurant. So that's kind of changing a little bit. There's an amusement park getting built as well. So, I mean, it's improving. But we just feel that we can afford to live in a higher upscale area now. And so we can either buy a fancier lake house out here, or we can move to like one of the states that everyone's piling into. As it turns out, people aren't piling into Missouri quite as much. And that's Missouri's fault, because Missouri does charge taxes. Here's Alicia Brown, EV Battle. You got it. Miss Alicia going in? All right, Alicia. Alicia Gym Break. Does the Lake of the Ozarks have crazy spring breakers? Yeah, actually it does. It does. We have a major university called Columbia University. No, it's called Mizzou. You've heard of Mizzou? And that's like an hour away, and they all come south into Lake of the Ozarks during spring break. It's just an hour away. It's not a long drive. So they come down during the summer break, and it gets real crazy out here. They go to that place that Mr. Joshua Block, World of T-Shirts, went to, the Lazy Gator. There's like a club over there, an outdoor club. Very sexy people there. My wife and I, one time, we went up to, it's two buildings, Lazy Gator and Shady Gator. The Shady Gator is like this 3-story tall outdoor drinking bar. Really big, lots of people there. You can get on the top floor, and you can look down into the Lazy Gator, where there's a bunch of sexy young people standing in line to get into this like club where they're playing live music, and they got a pool and the drinks, and the girls are in bikinis and blah 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 blah. And we're just looking at them going, oh man, we're getting old. Yeah, looking at all these young college kids, 18, 19, 20, 21, they're coming in and they got like these great bodies and all this, and they're energetic and ready to dance and party and drink. And we're standing up there going, oh my gosh, how old are we getting? Mr. A coin gym break. We could do a coin gym break. We're allowing people to buy the coins first. All right. So, EV Battle, Miss Alicia. Anyways, yeah, it gets pretty crowded there. There'll be like an hour-long line to get into that one place. But that's because there's not a lot of options out here either, by the way. That's the major place for young people. There's a place for older people too, sort of, called the Horny Toad. And it's literally across the street. And it's like this 4-layer building, all with these huge like balconies. And then the balconies overlook this stage where they do like a live music band, and it's really good. We sat down to one of those. We got like free drinks from some sort of promoter, alcohol promoter, and he like took our picture with the drinks. And there was a woman who got out to the front of the stage. There was like 2 women and this really big guy, and he lifted her shirt up and flashed the whole crowd. So I got to see some ladies' titties, and then they left, and they were doing like this heart symbol with their hand, definitely swingers or something, which I imagine there's probably a lot of that out here, because this is a place where you just come out to be dirty and have fun. Here's Jonathan Gonzalez Bagunas, 2 live customs. Wow, you were fast with that, huh? Now, wait a second. Before I open this, let me see the timing on this. That says, all right, so let me make sure that we don't skip the line, because everyone gets a shot at this. Okay. Hold on. It looks like you are all good. You were the first one to order 2 of these. Are you ready? By the way, let me rewind this. Okay, good. All right, it's all yours. Let's see what happens. 1 and 2. Yeah, we make sure if you got 2 people who ordered at the same time, we got to make sure that we do them in the correct order. That's very important for the live customs. Jonathan, it wasn't a bad idea, Jonathan, because he pulled 2 cold ones, but you happen to pull two more cold ones. I'm sorry, Jonathan. Swingers where? Get a beach house in Melbourne, Florida. Forget Orlando. Check out Celebration, 20 minutes south of Orlando. Nice houses, no or little crime there. Well, that's basically what we would end up doing. We'd end up studying the area a little bit. But those 3 areas, you got Texas, Florida, and Nevada. All 3 are great places because there's tax incentives. Companies are moving there, and people are moving there, and remote workers like me are moving there. And those places are experiencing a lot of growth as a result. It's very logical. There's no surprise. It's exactly what you would expect. Okay, so Victor with the EV gym break. Let's get this done. Mr. Victor. Ready? Oh, wait. Okay, let's go looking. Let's see. Tampa, Florida, and it's much closer to the beach. Well, that's the problem. We want to live in a place that's maybe inland in Florida. When we think of Florida, we immediately think the beach, you know. We think, let's go there for the beach. That's the point of being there. But actually, there's other reasons to be there. Lower sales tax, lower property tax, and there's still plenty of water things to play with if you go inland. Need a card? All right, you're getting a card. All right. The big downside to Florida was the hurricanes, but I guess if you live inland, they're not as destructive. So yeah, we could just buy a strong home inland, not have the beach, but still have all the financial benefits. All right, ready? Oh, good luck. Forget all that. Come to Connecticut. Connecticut's kind of a cool place. That's just north of New York, right? Unfortunately, Connecticut doesn't offer the same tax incentives. In fact, if we were to not choose a tax incentivized place, we'd go to a place with no sales tax then. So even if there was income tax, we would go to a place with no sales tax. That would be Delaware, Montana, Alaska, New Hampshire technically, but they have something called a business tax. Here goes. Friggin' Connecticut. Ooh, Raticate. Alicia with the Raticate. Victor with Lugia. First round, Victor. Second round, Tyranitar. Oh, man, he just flat smashed you. All right, it's going to Mr. Victor. Congratulations, Victor. Celebration was originally developed by Disney. I could have had a new 80,000 house, but no. I'm an idiot. We are? All right. Yeah, I mean, you can't think about that too hard about what you missed out on. You know, like people in Utah just experienced a lot of house appreciation. So those guys are very lucky. You can't think about that too much. What? Alicia had no feints? That can't be right. There you go, Miss Alicia. Was she really 6 deep with no feints? She had to have had a feint. There we go. Mr. Victor. Oh, I think I spelled your name wrong again. I keep doing that. Victor Kiko. I keep putting a K in for the C. Here it is. Thank you, Mr. Victor. All right, we have an order. JCL Lopez, 4 Korean Nikke packs. 4 Korean Nikke packs. So we need the open box. I'm feeling a mango. Mango? We do have a mango break, by the way. 1 in 18 odds. 4 people are waiting in there. We don't even have the card yet. Okay. What are feints and gym breaks? Basically, it means that somebody else pulled the card, not you. It's a scoreboard. Shows how many times the break went your way. Did you open my Destined Rivals pack already? I might have missed it. It was for Peter. Not yet. There was a little bit of a line that formed. Here you are. Ready? All right. Okay, Mr. JCL. I want to make chicken now. I don't like McChickens, man. I liked McChickens when I was young and when they were like $1. McChickens used to be like $1. Now you pay like $3, $4 for McChicken, and it's still the same nasty chicken patty. Here it is. They didn't like improve it. And also, you know, my tastes have improved. It's like, I don't need to eat this suffer food. This impoverished suffering food for those who need to suffer their way through their meals. There it is. All right. My losses don't say feints. Yeah, well, we have 2 different kinds of cards. We have the gym card and we have the scoreboard. Nowadays, we just do the scoreboard. JCL. Mr. JCL, thank you for your patience. And let's see. Let's see. You got a bag? He didn't say he had a bag. Okay, he might be in a different box. Let's try this. Ugh. Aha, there you are. Bust out the crab legs. Hey, it's a delicacy. Celebration is 15 minutes from Disney, 20 from Universal. You know, and that's actually one of the appealing ideas in Florida is the fact that they've got all these amusement parks. That's really appealing. Here's Peter Fenelty, 3 Destined Rivals. Oh, it was your turn next, Mr. Peter. Here it goes, Peter Fenelty, 3 Destined Rivals. Okay. I like the idea of having access to multiple amusement parks and then just sort of, you know, going for walks in those healthy walks, you know, lots of healthy walks. I like going to Silver Dollar City out here. It's south of us. It's a little bit of a drive, though. We drive like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes to get there. And, yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. If you step on the gas, it's not so bad, but you risk getting a ticket because it's like a straight shot. And we got the season pass. We've already been a couple times this year. It's really nice. It is Houndoom. Florida Bakery is a must. Yes, the theme park economist. That's it. We're going to every theme park and testing every roller coaster, and I'm going to judge every meal and the cost. That's it. I'm quitting Pokemon cards for 10 years. I'm going to put all my Pokemon cards up in a Super Vault, and I'm going to do a different channel for a while, and I'll come back 10 years later when my cards are all worth $1 million. Think that'll happen? Probably not. $1 million. Here's Kangaskhan. Now, who knows what happens with Pokemon cards next? You know, seeing that Gold Star Charizard sell for $40,000, it reminds me there's a lot of money in the world. Like, there's a lot of normal people who don't have tons of money, and then there's like millionaires and billionaires, and $40,000 is like a drop of money to them. They go, that's not even a lot of money. Here's Gilbert, OP11. Okay, OP11 for Gilbert. OP11, a whole box of OP11. Is that right? Let me go see if I can find a box of that. OP11. Is this a whole box? That'd be convenient. What is it? Yep, OP11. All right, and let me put this here. Nice. All right, Mr. Gilbert. Took me so long to find, was 11 days ago. Holy moly. I finally found the Pokepot explosion. If I have Japanese EX, can you donate to the Pokepot? If I have Japanese EX, can you donate to the Pokepot? What's the name on your bag again? Is it Peter Fenelty? Making sure I'm talking to the right person. There it is. Yes. So I've got a Ethan's Ho-Oh and a Team Rocket's Nidoking. That's what you want to donate? All right. Ready? I'm going to give you 3 rolls. I like that Ethan's Ho-Oh, so you get 3. 1, 2. Oh, that's doubles. You actually get 2 cards back out. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so you're left with 2 more cards. These can go right back in. He said Japanese. Oh, okay. So I'm going to take this card back then. Sorry about that. Good catch there, Tammy. All right. You want these to go back in? That's the problem with communicating whether to put these back in, is it takes a while to get a response. Huh? So we can put these 2 back in if you wish. Yeah, because I'm Tammy. Throw them in, yeah. Okay, 2 more rolls. 1. Okay. And 2. Whoa, he did it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want that to go back in as well? 1, 2. Okay, that's what you pull out of there. Okay, you've got this Dan card and the Glamora. 6, you're honorary, Tammy. How nice is that? I'd be honorary, Tammy. What an honor. Okay, 2 more shots. 1. That's a triple. 2. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Pulling 2 cards out like this kind of becomes, it turns even just a couple cards into a really long thing. I'll place these back in. I can't imagine you want those. 1. And 2. He did it again. It's triples. 5. This is exactly why triples is not enough. That's why we have to have 4. All right, here goes. 1. That's oh no, it's not doubles. I thought it was doubles. 2. All right, and you're finally out of rolls. There it is, Peter Fenelty. You're getting pretty lucky there over and over again. Think about how close you actually were to getting 4 of a kind there, because you rolled triples like twice or something. All right. Okay, so Gilbert Sodello, let's get going. Snipping this. I think my music just paused. Let's get that music playing again. We're 2 hours into the stream. Okay. Stop! There we are. Looks like my camera's tilted. Is it tilted on your screen? Okay. One whole box of one piece. Ultimately, all those went back into the pot, and the pot is bigger by just one card, the Nido King. There it goes. And there we go. I think we ought to go back to the old rules, where if you roll triples, or if you roll doubles, or if you roll a flush or straight or whatever it's called, we go back to the old rules where it's just an additional roll to make things faster, you know what I mean? Instead of pulling new cards back out of the pot. Because I feel like that gets really confusing, because you have to wait and find out if they want to keep that. What's the point of the Pokepot? It's a way for you to interact with the channel for fun. It's not really a way to... So think of it like this. You can take your junk cards, donate them to the Pokepot. You get to roll the dice. It's a little bit of fun. If you roll the 4 dice, you get a Discord roll. And that is if you roll 4 of a kind. And if you actually roll 4 of a kind, you get half the Pokepot as well. It is. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oops. It's just a bit of fun, you know. I came up with the idea when I said, what do we do when we have a lot of downtime and there's nothing to do? And I said, we need to have some kind of thing you can play, or like some kind of thing you can do when there's nothing to do. So I look at it as a bit of harmless fun. It's just junk cards going in there. There's no real chase card or anything involved. And you can just donate cards that you already own. Pokepots for free, essentially, at that point. It sounds like a fun minigame. Yeah, it's kind of like a fun little thing you can do. Yes. It's fun seeing what goes in there sometimes, because sometimes people donate something more substantial, or sometimes a whole bunch of junk goes in there. Also, it's fun seeing how large it gets. The Pokepot's much larger than you guys saw right there. It's actually 2 boxes large. Oh, you got Hatman. All right. He's a Marine or something like that. Here it is. Here's a holo. No mango in there, Mr. Gilberto. I'm sorry. Ow. I just poked myself. Okay. Here's this. Lovely. Here's this. And here is this. Okay. There's a big airport in Kissimmee, so you can avoid the big airport in Orlando. I don't really use the airport much because I don't go anywhere. Airports aren't a big deal. Oh, I just got some text messages. What do they say? Karis is with that kitty. She's got kitty addiction. I don't know about that. All right, Gilberto. You didn't say new bag, right? Let's see. Boy, it's hot in this room, man. Must be getting hot outside. Heating up. Okay, how about in here? So you see, Mr. Bond. We watched Spectre, James Bond, last night. Is it a new bag then, Mr. Gilbert? I didn't see you. Maybe he's got a box. Ah, there he is. He's got a box. All right. All right, if you got a box, help me out. Let me know you got one, because I forget really easy. There's like 100 boxes. There we go. Found it. Ta-da. Berto. Cedillo. Okay, sorry. No problem, man. Appreciate the order, by the way. I just remind people that all the time, because, you know, if I tell you, then somebody else who has a box, they'll think of it too. Helps keep the stream running a little smooth. Luke Laurie, 20 to slab away. 5 Family Guy Star Wars, 1 Destined Rivals. That's for Luke Laurie. All right, Mr. Luke. Luke Glory, this goes down to $345. And then he would like 4 Star Wars Family Guy. You got it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 of these Family Guys. And 1 Destined Rival. There it is. So what's happening in the news, guys? Is Russia doing anything crazy? I heard about the whole Ukraine taking down like 40 warplanes with clever little drones. How crazy was that? There it is. Snipping this. Very nice. The internet's been talking about that one a lot, man. Okay, we're looking for that logo card. There's Peter Griffin. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now, wait a second. That one's not holographic. I can't remember if they're also hollow. That's what you want right there. That's the logo card. Oh, it is hollow. It's the logo part of it is hollow. Yeah, this is it. That was wild. Yeah, did you guys hear about that? Look at that. That's so cool. All right, I consider this the chase card of the set. Now, it's not terribly rare. You can pull multiple of these, but it's not super common either. And then it's also square cornered, so you don't know if it's going to grade 10. That's a really fun card. All right. What do we have in this pack? We've got some of these. Okay. We've seen a lot of these artworks over and over. Okay, I was sharing my feelings about the war last night, where I was saying that I feel that Putin could actually lose this war because it's taken too long. I think the longer it takes, the harder it is on Russia, not just Ukraine. But Ukraine's got kind of they got an advantage. The NATO allies in America are kind of feeding them some money this whole time. I don't think anyone's going to do that for Russia. We are. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think Russia will run out of friends faster. It is Droid Chat. Ooh, they got the Belarusia. They've got China. They've got North Korea. I don't even know how much China truly wants to be involved. That's part of the trouble there. I think China does want to be involved, though. They tend to back whoever is against us. All right. But I feel like even the Chinese will get kind of uncomfortable if Russia truly uses nuclear weapons. I think China will get very uncomfortable. Here it is. Oops. All right. Okay. China's got things to lose. They got great positioning in the world. They wouldn't want to lose all that. That's my perspective on it. All right, not bad, Mr. Luke. Very good, very good. Luke Laurie. I think that victory over those airplanes is a big morale boost, and that is not very good for Russia's ability to debate its positioning either. Here's Electabuzz. Here's Queen of Hearts Lily. Lucario sketch card. Oddish. And Absol. This one's going to come down now. Okay. Putting this here. Very nice. And let's see. How about a new slab up here? How about this Raticate? Lieutenant Surge's Raticate. That's a nice looking card. All right. Classic Raticate. Classic Raticate. Selling for, looks like he goes for 40. Wow, that's kind of good. No, that's not good. 40 bucks, that's nothing. That is 40 bucks for a 10. That's very, very cheap, actually. I think it's just because he's Eradicate. That's it. I say he's Eradicate. There it goes. Miss 6 is here too. Solo leveling 1, waifu shuffle. Woohoo! All right, it was a little bit of a wait there, huh, 6? But the wait times are reducing rapidly. All right, I put these poker cards in here. I need to put these poker cards somewhere else. Can we put them here? No, can we put them here? I got nowhere to put these. How about here? Oh, yeah, okay, they fit here. Perfect. That'll work. All right. Good luck, Miss 6. Maybe a big hit out of here. 1 waifu shuffle. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Ah, no luck this time. There it is. We could actually toss this VENSMO up there. What do you guys think? VENSMO? What should the waifu shuffle include? Should it include only like lewd cards, or should it be like a broad variety of girls? Send for that rat. Okay, Mr. Ivan. That's pretty cheap for a 10, really. Okay, no luck in here. Just a cold round this time. Here's this fire creepy guy, and... All right. Oh, what's this? Baek Yoon Ho, Star You Are. Oh, look at that. I don't think I've seen that one. 6, are you watching this? Here it is. No, not her. I'm sending for her. Oh, you're sending for VENSMO? I'm putting this over here. There we go. That's not bad. Oh. I don't know any Korean. What would I say in Korean? Yeah, it's nice. Yay! Very good. Ivan Rodriguez, balance. The balance for the Charmander. Is Ivan Rodriguez. Okay. Thank you, Ivan. We also have an order from 6. She says 1 live custom. Oh, taking a shot at the live customs. Oh my God. Wow. Hypno 10. What could that be? Oh, this is an empty can of water. All right. Throw that away. Drank that last night. 1 Hypno. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Look at that. With the swirl by his toes. Look at those twinkle toes. Rigged. That's pretty lucky. Okay, we have an order. Luis Rodriguez, 2 prismatic. Mr. Lewis. That's pretty good, 6. Very lucky. 6 is probably all excited. She's like, yes, score. All right. Luis Rodriguez. That Hypno was pretty good. I bought a vintage card last night. Cost me, I think it was over $800, close to $900. Japanese vintage fossil Gengar. Because I feel like there's not enough of those to meet demand. So I snatched one. Here's a Leafy Blown. Look at that Leafy Blown. All right, very nice. Okay. Very good. Grabbing that. And here is Great Tusk. Oh. Ooh. Mr. Lewis, thank you so much. Let's grab your bag. Mr. Lewis with an L. Tossing this. I don't know what Dr. Fuzz is referring to. Is he being funny? I didn't understand him. We're looking for Luis Rodriguez. Here it is. Very nice. Yeah, I have no clue what he's saying. Let's see. Jumping over here. Was a Trump reference. Oh! There you go. I was trying to put it together in my mind. I was like, what is he talking about? All right, Mr. Lewis. Thank you so much for the order. I appreciate it, man. Tossing this over here. All right. And then we've got Mr. NHCC, tag grade the TR Nido King, and PSA, the KRN Nikke Siggy Waifu. Probably over in your hits bag. Oh, that's right. We still have that Reshiram to look at. All right. The Nido King, huh? What Nido King? What's that noise? Is that Alexis? Is Karis on my back porch? I think she's on my back porch sweeping the leaves. He wants tag grade the Team Rocket's Nido King and PSA the Korean Nikke signature. All right, here's the Korean Nikke signature. And then the Team Rocket Nido King. What could he be referring to? Did we pull a Team Rocket Nido King? Is it in the, maybe it's already in the Cool Kid box or something. Let's take a look in there real fast. Got any Halo Top slabs for sale? I don't. Maybe I should grade more of those. I haven't graded any of those in a while. Let me just check over here real fast. Is it something in here? Sarah Dusenberry's got a card in here. I'm a bit confused, NHCC. I don't know which card you want me to grade. All right, let me get the Nikke signature for you. Oops, 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 oops. All right, now let's take this sleeve off. We don't want the sleeve to affect the grade. Boy, this room's gotten really toasty hot. Pretty sure the heat's rising in this room. I think I'm going to go turn the AC up because if we're going to keep working for like another 40 minutes or something, I got to have some more AC. It's crazy. Okay. Oh, and this should also say, what do you say, PSA for this one? PSA. There it is. Good. And grab these real fast. These tipped over. Now, I'm going to go get some AC because it is way too warm in here. Yeah, this room's like 4 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. That's so dumb, dude. That's awful. I wonder why it does that. If the thermostat was in this room, it would know that the room's too hot. Crazy. So, let's check in here maybe for this Nido King he wants graded. NHCC, we got a problem where we got so many of your bags to go through anytime we need one thing. This one right here, which we had handed a grade out to. That makes a lot of sense. All right, perfect. Ta-da. Oh, right, and that restaurant, it's not over here by chance, is it? The restaurant's not over here, is it? This will help us rule out where it's at. Might be in one of those boxes that I moved over to your box. Okay. Here's that heavy-ass coin. Reshiram. Okay, so we can confirm the Reshiram's in the other boxes. Put that there, putting this here, putting this here, and grabbing a fresh sleeve for this guy. There it is. Good luck on the grade. This semi-rigid fell on the ground. You know, just a simple semi-rigid, and now it's so covered in dust. Like, how can it have this much dust on it? All right, there it goes. The plastic is like a dust magnet. Okay. Restaurant would be in the older box, yes. Grab that. And this one goes to tag. All right, speaking of PSA, I'm still working on that PSA submission, man. Okay. Thanks for looking, though. I guess we're a step closer to it. Yeah, we're a step closer to it, to the Reshiram, huh? Let's see. It's really unfortunate that it's so hard to find. Yeah, you got so many bags. Let's see. Not in bag number 1. Bag number 2. Not in bag number 2. Bag number 3. Not in bag number 3. Bag number 4. Nope. Bag number 5. Nope. Bag number 6. Binacle. Sunkern. Nope. Bag number 7. Nope. Bag number 8. Nope. Bag number 9. Bag number 9. Reshiram reverse hollow. Nope, that's a big bag. Bag number 10. Nope. I should have asked you exactly what the set was for the Reshiram, because that would give me a clue. Bag number 11. Nope. Bag number 12. Oh, it could be in here. And add to, there it is, Reshiram. Whew. All right. We have to have a system for that or something. Maybe like, maybe if you've got so many bags, it has to be considered a bag sort first. All right, there it is. So, my immediate thoughts is PSA will disagree with the upturned corners, and you have a dot on the bottom edge. So for this card, definitely PSA 9 at the very least, but it could be worse than 9. There we are. Oops, here it is. All right. Let me grab this. Yeah, that's got to be like a bag sort or something. It's because if you have, like, let's say you got like 12 or 13 or 14 bags, which I think you have 14 of them, to locate one card out of the 14 bags could take a long time. And so I think to grade a card that's very hard to find, it has to be considered like a bag sort first. Here we are. Or something, I don't know. Here's Ivan Rodriguez, Classic R. Ivan Rodriguez. That's going to be this guy right here. Classic Raticate. Oh, yeah. Do you think old reverse hollows could bring in some money if they grade 10? Oh, a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money. Ivan Rodriguez. There it is. Boop. Okay. Mr. Jonathan Gonzalez Bagunas. He says the Raiju slab. Oh, it's in one of those new PSA holders, man. Oh, it's so heavy. Wow, I love it. Boy, I can't wait for all cards to go into slabs like this. This is so premium feeling. Wow. I'd pay an extra $1 or $2 per slab right there just for this premium plastic. That's crazy feeling. Feels like glass. Yeah, this is like as heavy as glass. It's an amazing feeling. They should have been doing that the whole time, man. Okay. Jonathan A. G. Bermudez. Good. All right. Do you think older reverse hollows? I already read that. That's what I was thinking. Have me someone tell me I was smoking blank for holding on to XY reverse hollows. You're in luck. They're charging $1 or $2 more. Yeah, they are. But of course, I think that's also demand is why they're doing that. Demand must be way up. Demand has to be higher. Beedrill, Buzz Buzz. Sweet Coon, $190. Here's Gengar, $45. Very nice. Magby, the baby. And Torchic, the TCC drawing. Now look at this. We got a Gloom 9. Dark Gleam. Gloom Dark first. It's kind of expensive. Wait, isn't there like a PSA 9? So it's $38. But don't buy it yet. Don't buy it yet. Because I think we can put together a group. Yeah, here. This guy right here. So we got this is a 9. This is a 9 here. And then I actually have one more card that goes along with the rest of those. It's the Vileplume. This is a cool card. That's Burger King Charizard, PSA 6. Ah, here it is. Ho-ho, that's a complete collection right there. Huzzah! Look at that, you could have the full set. Wow. Wow, that is so cool. I don't know. Old Pokemon wins in my book. I like it better. It's correct to say that they're not as fancy looking as the new wall tarts, but there's just something about it. There it is. I don't know what new collectors think of it. That's cool, man. I love how Dark Vileplume has like the wrong coloration. Man, that brings me right back to the past. It's so crazy how that feels. The Burger King cards. Pull money? Heck yeah, I have the whole set still in boxes. I bought a couple of those. There. After it became apparent that PSA was grading the Golden Charizard, I grabbed a couple sets. They're all just hiding, waiting to be graded. Wait, let's get a new sleeve. Can I buy all three? If you want to, but they're going to be expensive, okay? So I believe the Oddish was 24, wasn't it? And the Dark Gloom, we just said was 38. So those two aren't difficult. Those two are easy, but this guy might actually be a little pricey. Let me be sure. Yeah, that's fine. So let me go find a price on a PSA 9 Dark Vileplume. Dark Vileplume first. Oops, I typed in Dake Vileplume. Dark Vileplume first. And we want just the cheapest buy now price, which is, for the holographic, it is really not a crazy price at all. It's $130. So let's get the whole thing together. That's really cheap, actually. 130 plus 38 plus 24. 192 for the entire set. That's 192 for the entire set. Wow. So affordable when they're 9s. It's crazy. 192. It's misspelled. What's misspelled? Something's misspelled. Scooby-Doo-Booby-Doo. Down and pre-grade my Ender Dragon? Minecraft Ender Dragon? It is. I think, man, we gotta have some sort of way to gather all the cards together that you want graded. Here we go. This is going to say, it doesn't need to say anything. All it needs is the price tag. Okay, what did I say? 192 on this? 192. Okay, 192. Obviously, pre-grades are very valuable when you're looking to grade some stuff. So they're a nice thing. They're also more of just a nice thing that I'm doing, but it doesn't really play out well into the live stream. Let's see. Let me see. If it's, I mean, if the pre-grade's available for $3, you're supposed to just be able to pay $3 and get the pre-grade. We are. Ooh. Look at that Charizard. Gold Burger King Charizard. We're keeping it interesting. The hydro unit tripped due to the compressor yesterday, so we were running generators. It's been so windy we had an outage yesterday due to line slapping against each other. Man, you got some places are building their electrical wires underground. Like I heard that was a thing they do in Florida, for example. I was learning about that. Gold Burger King Charizard. Looks like we're going to do $75 on this. 75. You know, I'm going to hold that one. That's a really cool card. So we're going to hold that one for now, for the moment. Here's a card that graded poorly. That one got a 9. That sucks. Pokemon Leaf Green Poker. Leaf Green Poker has a really vibrant color. Okay. So that's 192, but it's a bundle. The Dark Vileplume. Poker Flareon. Now, there's nothing to compare this to. However, when we check sold prices on Flareons, PSA 9 Flareon, it looks like it most recently sold for $45 from the other deck. So I'm just going to copy that sold price. I think that's very fair. There's none of these for sale at all. So I have one for sale and no one else does. Because the Leaf Green deck is much more rare than the other decks. So 45 should be, I think, reasonable. There it is. Okay. Here's a nice card. Slowking and... oh yeah, Slowpoke. That's really nice. New subdivisions are typically underground feeder cables to prevent trees on lines, line slaps, bird nest on poles, etc. Do you have first edition Dark Charmander and Dark Charmeleon in a PSA 8? I don't think I do. There we are. Alright, here's this. And here is this. Hello. What should these be going for, I wonder? PSA 10. Poker Slowpoke. There's no sold history on this. What if I was to just type in Poker Leaf Green? I want to see if the price on Leaf Green poker cards are like way higher. Not even one? Really? What about Fire Red? Maybe I'm selling these too fast. Okay, here we go. Here's some from Fire Red. That's a PSA 10. That's a PSA 10. Okay, so the prices aren't insanely unreasonable, but the only thing we have to compare to is it's a Machamp and a Butterfree, which isn't really that much. But they're not like way more expensive than normal poker cards. So I think this is going to be a reasonable system. So for Poker Slowpoke, the only thing we have is a $200 Slowpoke. That's all we have. And then how about the Slowbro? There are no Poker Slowbros at all. That sucks. How about sold? There's no sold Poker Slowbros. Wow. Wow. So, I don't know, 200 each maybe? I mean, there's no other data. I know they're super rare. I mean, that's not a problem. They're super duper duper rare, probably. Let's find out how rare they are. Okay, ready? I've been busy this weekend, so I wasn't able to jump into the live for a couple of days. Has anyone won the 1-9 Rifles box from Friday night? From Friday night? No, actually, I think the Friday night box is still going. So that one's just kind of sitting there. When it first came out, a couple boxes moved really fast. And now the latest box has just been sitting there for a little while. Sales are still up. I mean, people are still buying stuff, but money's shifted around to other places maybe. Wow, so these are both Pop 3. And if you think about it, this is one of the 3. So there's only 2 more instances of this Slowpoke and 2 more instances of this Slowbro. Man, that's really rare. That's really, really rare. And there's the only other poker deck of this type is the Fire Red. I feel like I'm underselling these if I put them at 200. Man, I don't know. I'm never going to see these guys again. I mean, I've got one more deck of Fire Red, one more deck of Fire Green, and that's it. I'm going to remember this set, man. This set's really rare. I'm going to do 210 on this guy. And 230 on this guy. And they're going to be paired together for $440. It might be in Mister's box. What's in Mister's box? Slow Poker. Or wait. Is this the right sleeve? That might be the right sleeve. They didn't seem like they were fitting it for... Oh, okay, there we go. No, this is the correct sleeve. These are it's just a tight fit, like your mama. So paired together, these are 440. Times 2 just means there's 2 cards there. Woo! Slowing down. Finally, we slowing down. Busy Monday. Weird. We have a slow Sunday, but a busy Monday. Strange. We could create a new jumbo pack break. What should that include? One of these. Maybe if I send a manually order, I'll get it back. You get what back? Your Mojo Jojo? What's he talking about? How about one of these? How about one of these? How about one of these? Tossing that out. Didn't I have more of those steamed CGs somewhere? Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. That's annoying. Let's grab this. Sun and Moon Crimson. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo-doo. Look at these slabs. We got a couple slabs, huh, guys? Check this out. 6:33. That sounds like the right time to wrap up. Those will be eventually on the table, but they'll be breaks. Wait, we don't have a break, do we? Do we have a break? Do we have a gym break? No, the EV ended, didn't it? The EV ended. Okay. Just looking around. Ooh, that's really nice. We almost have too many to choose between. What's this go for these days? Night Unison? Oh, cool. Where do we even get that from? Night Unison? I don't recognize Night Unison. No, I don't want to do this. Okay, so PSA 10, Carddass Sylveon. Oops, Sylveon. And maybe the 031? $80. That's pricey. Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. Put this over here, maybe. Let's see, how about, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna put this in a sleeve real fast. Sabrina's Psyduck, as it turns out, is pretty rare. What a great card. I love how it's got kind of like a psychic background on it, too. When that card came out, it was so confusing because you're used to Misty having a Psyduck. You never really thought of Sabrina having a Psyduck, but it made sense because it's a psychic type. And so here's this other girl, and she's much less like loved. She's a much more serious character in the show. Sabrina is. She's more serious. She's dangerous. She got like her scary Kadabra, Alakazam. And now she's got like a Psyduck too. And you're like, I never knew she had a Psyduck. So when this set came out, it was like really exciting to see that. Look at this as well. Look at this. Psyduck is one of those Pokemon that actually performs pretty well every time. So there must be a lot of demand in the market for that. Why is every summer hotter than the last? All right, let's see. Is it actually hotter than the last? I can't even find one of these. This is Scarlet Violet base set Gengar. Sword and Shield base set. Sword and Shield base set. I don't even see one. 2020 maybe? Let's type in Gengar 2020. I cannot find one of these for sale. That's so strange. Let me check sold. Well, I'm tempted to put this up on eBay. That could go up on eBay because there's none for sale. So you can pretty much set your own price. We'll turn this into a break for now. We'll see if there's any interest. There it is. This appears to be a rare Gengar. Sai-Yi-Yi. Oh, no, not Sai-Yi-Yi. Okay, very good. And let's see. Do we have any other labels to print for, like, Shmibe? So Mario Party Waiting Lobby Song. What? Somebody bought 2 BGS displays? Just print this label out. All right, guys. Well, we're wrapping up for the daytime stream. We've been live for just shy of 3 hours now. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Pretty good for Monday. All right. First week of June. 2 BGS display. Okay. No. Don't worry. We'll be back on for the late night stream, everyone. We'll be back on for the late night stream, where we'll be streaming again and doing more, I don't know, gym breaks, more of these regular breaks that are not moving too fast right now. We'll put together a new jumbo pack break, and in general, open more packs and have more fun. I mean, talk whatever you guys want to talk about, show off more slabs. Like, for example, these guys just made it to the table. Look at this. Pop 3, Slowpoke and Slowbro, and they're sequential from a very rare poker set that you can't just go out and easily buy. Not bad. Also graded in the older, or the later, I should say, certification number means they have a tougher standard for the 10s. So these are, like I was saying, these are like pristine PSA 10s. We got this lovely Gengar Sword and Shield break, and you can't even find this guy on eBay unless I missed it, but he's a lovely card, and if there's none on eBay for sale right now, it means that's a card that's price is jumping. Looking at it, showing off some cute Psyducks here. Psyducks are nice. We got this Dark Vileplume. It's 3 of the evolution line from the Rocket set. Oddish Gloom Fa Plume, very nice. You can have all three of those for $192, showing off how affordable 9s actually are. 9s are very affordable. And if nobody buys it, we could set it to the side. Maybe that could be a break one day. $192, so, you know, we could pretty quickly put it on for like $200 with maybe like a star spot, $240. There it is. Time for the hub. I sleep. Side duck. Wah. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, guys. All right, so I had a lot of fun. See you guys later. See you for the nighttime stream for Monday.